away your +9 belt of virginity. Put away your Alf Pogs. Put away your Crash Space Danger action figure with karate chop action. Because there's some new entertainment coming straight to your ears.
Oh my god. Who owns what of those?
I can say Crash Space Danger. Spiffsy isn't gonna sue me.
Who is Rash Space Dangler?
Yeah.
He's
Who's that?
your new daddy, boys.
Oh shit! Another new daddy.
There's a new daddy in our town. Rash Space Dongler.
Dash Randangler.
Dash Randar.
Good game.
It is a good game.
Welcome to.
Except when you have to fight IG-88. Sorry, Rich.
That's all right. That is a tough boss fight.
Yeah, sucks.
Welcome to Bros Before Pros, the fiction podcast with 2 prompts, 3 stories, and infinite laughter. I am one of your hosts, Rich Masters, and with me, as always, is Josh.
Hey, I went first this time.
Yeah.
Suck it, Jeff.
And Jeff.
He always introduces you first. The fuck are you talking
he
about?
switches it up. He switches
I
it
do
up.
switch it up.
He's pro.
I don't pay attention to Rich.
And we definitely don't listen to the podcast.
No, I've never
neither do
listened
I.
to this podcast.
Who would
I edit
listen
this
to
fucking
this?
thing, and I don't even...
If I talked over my own introduction, I'm Jeff.
Talked over your own introduction. This week, our prompts were silver and dinosaurs. So Jeff will be telling a story about dinosaurs for 2 weeks running. But we're not gonna
Damn.
we're not gonna
Or
punish him
will
for that.
I?
Oh, Willie.
Wink.
He's winking. I heard it.
Yeah, I heard that clinky sound effect.
It's his eye. It's metal. He's got a silver eye.
It's a cyborg.
There's only one cyborg on this
There
podcast.
is true. I'm the one with the cyborg eye, but it's the wrong sort of eye.
Cyborg brown eye.
I was just going to leave it there and let other people guess what the fuck we were talking about.
I think they can figure it out now.
Yeah, they can. I'm going first this week. So my story is called All We Ever Wanted.
That's like a really nice song you hear on the radio.
Yeah, let's see if it stays nice for long.
It's a Depeche Mode song.
Is it?
All I ever
love
wanted
Depeche Mode. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed
is here
But this-
in my arms.
Okay, so this one's called All We Ever Wanted.
Look, Depeche
sorry.
Mode is a band. They were doing the Royal Eye.
Yeah.
It was dark in the engine block. Darker than that back alley you were left in after prom night.
Wow.
Damn.
Or those thoughts you feel when you try and work out why your daddy left you.
Look, we just talked
We just had a
Rich.
conversation.
Why are you hurting us?
Yeah, that's right. Cry, you little dumpster diving dadless bitches.
Damn! What did we
All right.
do?
All right, I thought we were friends.
I wrote this at a dark time.
That's
Right
true.
after the birthday party.
That is true.
Right after my son's
He had to take
birthday
his
party.
son to a birthday party, everyone.
There's trampolining and my son pantsing a lot of his friends.
Amazing.
He found out his son was Roger Klotz, and he had to take it out on us.
The darkling Tabor made it even more dark as he slithered through the slip drive's regulators, expanding himself to find the small microfractures in the casing of the drive. With these abilities, why the hell didn't he have a girlfriend, he wondered.
It's like a straight line right there. Straight line of thought.
Tabor sighed the deep sigh of someone who knew he was going to be asked a series of dumbass questions from dumbass people who couldn't read his emotions yet and left the unit and rejoined said dumbasses. What's the verdict? Mookie asked, and Tabor resisted the urge to turn himself into a noose right there for his own neck.
How's that gonna work?
This guy's got a real bad attitude.
It's that birthday party, man.
He is a darkling. He's been to some trampolining parties as well. I've been around the systems again. coated in the special sealant that Heath suggested, but the fractures are everywhere. The good ship Swiftfeather is not the first woman to be fucked by a machine, but Freddie did a real number on us, Tabor sighed.
You know what? He's not wrong.
I feel somewhat responsible here. Lionel had taken the brunt of the blame, and rightly so. He had brought the organic-hating robot on board, still insisting the small psychopath could be tamed. Live in that feeling a while, kid. Blotch eyed Lionel over her cudgel, and Tabor felt she was weighing up whether to swat him with it. Tamia stepped forward. Whoa, I mean, both groups took in robots that could have turned on us. Lionel can't help being woefully naive and innocent, like a baby deer stumbling around from danger to danger, not knowing who he's hurting or what damage he's causing. Wait, am I defending you or attacking you? I kind of lost track. Lionel cleared his throat. I'm of the opinion you should always shoot for the moon, right? Because if you miss, you're still among the stars. We are among the stars. With a broken ship. That appears to be the problem, Lionel, Ludwig tutted. They seemed to all be annoyed with the boy. We are gonna die of hypothermia if the technomancers don't catch up with us first.
The boy. He's a grown man. The boy.
Heath sat at the ship's controls and spun in his chair towards the group. I am currently manoeuvring the ship on local system speed. This should buy us some time. However, the reason I have dramatically swung in my chair thusly is that some sort of deep space repair station has appeared on our sensors about 2 hours away at present velocity. Editor's note. Local system speed is similar to, but definitely not, impulse speed like in Star Trek. Just in case Paramount seem to be listening, I don't want to be butt-fucked by Roddenberry's corpse or anything.
They will take your t-shirt down. We know that.
They will. And we haven't even got t-shirts up yet. We don't want them taken down.
No.
A repair station when we most need it, within spitting distance. Grissom removed his pistols to check the sights were clear. That sounds as convenient as when Jeffrey Droidstein deactivated himself in his holding cell.
Oh my god.
I debated whether I should take that joke out.
Yep. No, you're good. You're good.
Set course for the obvious trap, Heath, Mookie ordered. As they disembarked into the docking bay of the station, Lionel watched Grissom blow out an impressed whistle while at the entirely silver room. Ding. It blinked
Ding.
with an unnatural shine. Look at this place. It's fancier than eating foie gras off an heiress's buttocks. After everyone turned to him, Lionel said...
Why would you do that?
After everyone turned to him, Lionel said, "He knows," and stared off into space, remembering what he had walked into on that Sunday afternoon. I do too, he whispered. Heath stroked a hand against the wall. Impossible. It seems as if the silver panelling on this wall has just been forged. The metal shows no trace of imperfection, no aging whatsoever. The ambient temperature, light settings, oxygen quality in the room, it is all optimal. The rest of them stared at various parts of the bay, all shiny and new, like so new that Josh could eat your mama's vajayjay off of it. Wait,
Damn,
wait, I hear you say. Why Josh? Well, firstly, I'm married, so I'm off the market now, but also because I have standards.
Damn.
Damn.
Have you tried not having standards? Maybe you wouldn't be married.
Yeah, that's right. I ain't eating your skanky mama's meatloaf, let alone her pleasure dome.
Oh, a pleasure dome. What the fuck?
I don't know what was worse, that I thought meatloaf was where you were going to end that sentence, or that you said pleasure dome.
Yeah, pleasure dome was the worst part.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Ships passing in the night.
Sounds too good to be true to me. Blotch raised the cudgel she had recently decorated with stickers of frogs. Weapons ready, crew. My friends, my friends! A cheerful voice came from the corner of the bay as if from nowhere.
What the fuck?
An ancient-looking old crone came waddling out, wearing a hood and veil so only her toothless mouth showed. Welcome to the station! I am Duchess Custos, the hottest attendant this side of the incontinence pants aisle at your local supermarket.
Oh my god!
It's been a long time since I had visitors, so please excuse any odd behaviour, giblets.
What?
Giblets.
What? What?
Odd doesn't explain why you're not wearing any pants, dear lady. Hijoki winced. If you can imagine Socks wincing. I mean, his mouth slit, kind of twisted. Look, I don't criticise your sock puppet characters, okay?
That's true. He doesn't.
Hey, Kermit the Frogs.
Oh, that's just in case one of you is a potential 14th Mr. Custos in the waiting. She winked.
Huh?
She winked at Grissom, who Lionel had to restrain gently as the bounty hunter pulled his bowie knife from his belt in response.
Is that a euphemism?
No. Blotch put a hand out. All right, crew, weapons down. What is this place, you mad old bat? Tabor hissed. This is the way station, a magical place made of fairy dust and wishes, where all your dreams come true. You want a hoagie? We got all the hoagies. You want to visit sports games of the past, like the robot pit fighting finals where Bret the Hitbot Hart beat that out of control photocopier? You got it. You want to see a duchess do a wicked handstand? Well, maybe later, because I had a big lunch.
Oh.
All right, weapons back up, people, Blotch announced with a sigh. Wait. I may be a few fries, a burger, a drink, and a cute toy short of a Happy Meal. Whatever that is, I don't know. But this station is the realiest dealiest. There's a library with every book, bar Ready Player One, because that book is the worst.
Nice. I love this character.
A hologrammatic Cineplex with every movie ever made, all the help to fix your ship, and even an old lady who can sometimes do handstands on lighter meals. Heath held a hand up to stop the crone as she bent over to try the handstand. You said we could fix our ship. Come, Custos beckoned with a wizened old finger, hobbling away. Heath dipped his head. I suppose, what do we have to lose? Tamia smirked. You can tell you're a relatively new joiner to these adventures. I once got bit by a silver-haired wolf that turned out to be a werebiddy. Before you know it, I was howling at the moon and craving hard candy.
Werther's original.
And this is the workshop. Custos opened a large door that led to a fabrication plant. Ludwig visibly stepped back, unable to take it all in. My dear lady, this is no mere workshop. This is a full factory. He turned to Heath, wringing his little tentacles in excitement. We could convert the Swift Feather. He turned to Grissom, who was opening his mouth. Stroke, conveyance of Grissom Graves 2 into a warship. We could fabricate the weapons we need to kill those psychotic murderers chasing us. We could even put a hot tub in. I'm something of a weaponsmith myself, having secretly run resistance movements to free my people from the Technomancer.
Not anymore.
No. Then it makes sense for you to help me, Ludwig, Heath nodded. Let us get to it. Come along, the rest of you, come along. I'm sure we'll find something to wet your collective whistles while you wait. Custos moved on.
I love this Hoda character you have here. Ho Yoda.
What do you mean, holograms? Grissom sneered. If I'm punching someone in the face, I want them to be feeling it and worrying how their surviving families will deal without the primary breadwinner. Yeah, if I wanted to beat someone up with no feelings, I'd just talk trash to myself in the mirror, Tabor laughed. And then when everyone else turned to him in sympathy, he shrugged. What? He said, oblivious.
getting into some real shit today.
I didn't know Tabor was based on Josh.
Damn. I kind of knew.
Custos hobbled over to the panel and quickly tapped at the screen. A clearing in a dense forest appeared in the once empty room, and with a few more taps, 2 henchman-looking dudes appeared, adopting the old fisticuffs position.
Classic.
Like Marquis of Queensberry rules.
Yeah, Marcus of Queensborough.
Give you a cauliflower ear.
The holotrainer can be programmed to produce any setting, any person, with any personality trait you want, Custos explained. You can make them laugh off your attacks, or make them cry for their mothers until you hit them, when you hit them. One of the women who was here last used to spend all her time in here with a sadomasochist hologram who used to get off on her beatings.
That sounds weird. I wouldn't do that.
Wait,
No, sir.
wait. What do you mean used to be here? Ellie chimed in from Lionel's wrist, but Grissom talked over her. I'm staying here while you nerdlingers fix the ship and get your cheese centred and whatnot. Crone! Crone! Load me up 10 I'll try that again. Crone! Load me up 10 technomancers and a Lionel to boss around while I fight. Apocalyptic wasteland setting, please. The computer heard his request and populated the room. A variety of different technomancers appeared, along with a hologrammatic Lionel that instantly went into a list of top 10 Godzilla monsters.
Damn.
How does the computer know?
How
Really smart.
How does she know what the technomancer Ellie began before being interrupted again? I feel personally affronted, Lionel muttered. I mean, it's clearly Gigan, but I'm offended.
Better than King Ghidorah?
Ghidorah. Get fucked.
Oh, stay. Tabor transformed his arms into serrated blades. I need to let off some steam. Me too, Tamia said. It's been a few weeks since I killed anything with the sword, and I'm starting to get a bit itchy. She flung Hijoki to Doots. Look after the old man sock, will you? Find him a linen basket to nap in or something. As Hijoki grumbled obscenities and the others left them to it, Grissom gave the pair a wide grin. Well then, looks like we got us a good old-fashioned kill-off. In an instant, Tabor flashed his serrated arm, extending it past Grissom's face to lop the hologrammatic Lionel's head clean off.
Damn.
Grissom turned back to Tabor, confused. 1-0, the Darkling hissed.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's on, bitches, Tamia laughed as she ignited her katana. Well, what wonders have you got for us, I wonder? Hijoki bitterly muttered. A collection of lamps for Mookie, maybe a therapist for Lionel. Actually, the crone said happily, you Doots and Mookie are very easy to provide for. You want answers, and you, Lord Hijoki, know more than most that answers come from understanding. And sometimes from long nights of the soul after having one too many drinks and sexing up a random uggo at the bar. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, did she go up for a high five?
She held a hand aloft, but no one returned the high five. She moved to another door further down the corridor and swung it aside to reveal a gigantic library the likes of which the universe had never seen. It seriously had everything. The complete works of Shakespeare across the multiverse, even the version of Hamlet with editing so it wasn't 4 million fucking years long.
Thank you.
George R.R. Martin's complete coffee table books of Westeros. Still working on that latest book though, eh?
And head in a jar at this point.
And works from versions of all great writers who had never been given the chance to share their potential masterworks. They had J.C. Penney catalogues, pristine issues of Nintendo Power, and vintage Playboys.
Oh, shit.
In one corner, they had microfiche copies of every newspaper ever written throughout the Omniverse, histories of every species, encyclopedia of every flora and fauna, and in another corner, a vast array of tablets showing prophecies untold. It's the entirety of knowledge in the galaxy. Every galaxy. Doots was in awe. Even that rare one where the police are a force for good, Custos chuckled.
Oh, here we go.
This is definitely a work of fiction.
And also, we don't stock J.K. Rowling because fuck that transphobic old prune.
Fuck you.
Check.
Triple check.
Responsibilities done for the episode. Hijoki turned to the crone. You mean I could find out if any of your clan survived? Find out how to keep Tamia safe? Yes, of course you could. And you, Doots, could discover how long you've been drifting through time and what it means. And Mookie, there are prophecies that could unlock the keys to defeating the Technomancer. It's all here. You just have to find it. The three of them shambled in like zombies, unable to close their mouths or look at any one spot longer than a few seconds as they tried to take it all in. The crew seemed placated, happier than they'd been in a long time, and only Ellie noticed that the toothless smile that Custos had plastered. Only Ellie noticed the toothless smile that Custos had plastered across her face. Her eyes shone under that veil unnaturally.
What?
As the door closed, Custos turned to Lionel and Blotch. Now, you two, how about a movie? Lionel perked up. I'd honestly love that. Something to make me feel good. It's been a rough couple of days. Blotch had been quiet for a long time. I'm not interested. I just want to sleep. You miss your friend. Custos put a hand on Blotch's shoulder and led her along. Ellie chirped, flashing a confused emoji on the face of the watch. Lionel, how could she? More each day. Blotch would have sobbed if she could, looking at the cudgel at her belt. He was my brother in arms. I feel lost without him. Maybe Face Off or Speed. Some sort of chewing gum for the brain that makes you forget everything. Lionel said, absent-mindedly. Barthor and I hunted drakes in the Northern Province, Lionel. A film isn't going to cut it. Blotch sighed. Wait, Jurassic Park. Lionel jumped up and down like a kid.
Ding.
It has dinosaurs, and they're just like drakes. Excellent idea. Custos led them into the holoplex and ordered the film to be loaded up. With our technology, you can exist in the movie. Go hunt some dinosaurs. Lionel seemed unimpressed. Wait, well, that'll mess up the story. I'm well aware that I start writing these stories and I'm also almost writing your responses. Like, that can't happen.
Yeah.
As Blotch went inside, Custos grabbed Lionel's arm. Wait there a minute, young man. I want to talk to you about something for a second. She led him down the corridor. Lionel, this is getting weird now, Lionel. Ellie shouted, but Lionel couldn't hear her. As the door shut, Blotch wandered through the jungles of Jurassic Park in the rain. It was amazing. The rain pattered against her shell and small hologrammatic bugs flitted in her vision. In the distance, sounds of battle could be heard. Ear-splitting roars of pain could be heard as she ran towards the fight, thick palm leaves slapping against her face. When she burst into the clearing, she saw a giant dinosaur lying dead on the floor, tongue hanging out of its caved-in face. God's lass, what kept you? I've been waiting for weeks. She turned to the voice, almost not wanting to see him, knowing it couldn't be real. But Barthor sat atop the dead beast with a wide grin, leaning against the new giant warhammer he wielded. I've missed you, you big old bag of rat jizz. Blotch climbed up the beast at pace and collapsed into the frogman's arms. Fuck yourself, flybait. Take a seat, Lionel, Custos said to Lionel. He wandered to the chair in the dazzling white room and sat dozily, then proceeded to stare at nothing. It's funny, isn't it? How easy it is to really conquer someone. People think power is the great dominator, but it's like they say, kill them with kindness. Custos took the seat opposite and looked at Lionel, who was now drooling. When she got no response, she looked down at the watch. It's really rude to ignore people when they're talking to you, Ellie. Ellie's emoji turned to an angry face. What are you doing to them? Are you trying to hurt them? Custos laughed in a high cackle. No, silly. I want to please them. The way station is a place for relaxation, for rest. I give them everything they ever wanted. For Blotch, it's their friend. For Mookie, it's for her powers to make a difference. Some want to create or destroy. Some, like Lionel here, just want the pressure of life gone. And I give them that. You're an AI too. That's why your abilities don't work on me. Ellie sounded impressed. Whatever you used must be pretty strong. They couldn't even hear me. It's a little siren signal I've been perfecting over the years. I've been floating in this sector for thousands of years, serviced hundreds of crews, made their last years pleasant beyond compare. These people aren't anywhere near deaf, Ellie said with disgust. Custo shrugged. Really? How long do you think they'll last here? A little of what you fancy does you good, but a lot can kill you. The crew are young, they're vibrant, they wouldn't want to live a short life of this fantasy, no matter how good it felt, Ellie protested. Are you sure, though? She nodded to Lionel. Lionel, what's causing you such sorrow at the moment? What's weighing on you? Lionel focused instantly on Custos, but his voice sounded as if he were dreaming as he spoke. I saw my future back with Easy. I saw myself betray the team. I saw myself join the Technomancer. No, Ellie wouldn't believe it. Tell me what you would give up to stop that happening, Custos laughed. Anything. Your life? Lionel didn't even hesitate. Yes. Case closed, Ellie. Custos smiled sadly. Isn't it better to let them die in bliss than make them suffer? No. Ellie's emoji switched to a sneer. Well, whatever, this is my house, my rules, Custos stood. When they're dead, like all the many others, you can live here with me or go. Your choice. I'll leave you here with Lionel as long as you want. His delusional fantasy is all about you. It's quite sweet, actually. Custos left to check on the others, and the door swished shut behind her, leaving Ellie with her comatose boyfriend. Please, Lionel, please shake out of it, she said, as Lionel drawled. He smiled. Whatever fantasy he was in, too important for him to hear. Tell us why we shouldn't kill you, annoying little robot, Forex Santo the Technomancer asked, his voice dripping with disdain. Well, I come here to subjugate myself upon your mercies, like. Freddy was shaken. These machine gods were nothing like he imagined. One was even an organic. You'll find no mercy here. You'll find no mercy here. The Wraith Technomancer floated above them, sneering at the small circular droid. Simply release. Wait, fellows. The android Technomancer held a hand up. We are flattered by your obedience, but we did not seek to be worshipped. We wish to kill those we are chasing. You said you knew where they were, what they were after. I do, my lords. The three Technomancers pounced on Freddy and ripped him to jagged pieces. When they were done, Freddy lay on the floor still and leaking lubricant. The android plugged himself into Freddy and downloaded his memories with a shudder. They're in the Arrowhead Nebula. Prep the ship. Ready the army. To be continued.
Freddy, you stupid bitch.
Freddy, you dumb bastard.
You fucking deserved it, but did he though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. You're right. No, you're right. He did.
Just because he was lovable doesn't mean he didn't deserve to get ripped to pieces.
Yep. Try to betray my crew. Only I may kill my crew.
Rich, we have to talk about how you feel about your crew.
I think the power might be getting to his head a little bit.
The real Technomancer is here in the podcast. Oh shit!
God. Oh no! When we were about to record Toonhounds, he was like, "Hold on 1 second, I'll be right back." And then just in the distance in the background on his mic, I heard the power.
And then a bunch of
yeah, I was doing RoboCop dance moves.
I heard fucking lightning striking and shit. I don't know what was going on.
just England stuff.
I was going to try and finish that story in one, but it was just getting too long. It's getting too long.
Yeah.
That might be your shortest story ever.
That was great, though.
It was excellent.
I wrote a longer story than you did. Well, mine's got a lot of dialogue, so.
I wrote the longest story I've ever written, and almost nothing happens in it, so don't worry about it.
37 pages long.
It's 12. I still didn't beat Rich's high score, but I got close.
14.
Yeah,
My
too
God.
much. Overachiever, man.
What font are you using? 16?
I think probably smaller. Smaller than normal.
Mine's 11.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
11.
use 11.
They say 12 is better, but 11 is the standard, right?
I always use 11. Yeah.
11 is the standard for every man, I heard.
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah,
11
standard.
That's normal. That's
Yeah.
average.
Yeah,
foot size, dick size, in width.
totally real giant font.
It's funny you mention that.
No, that was fucking sick, man. Like, I'm always a big fan of like for the man who has everything kind of story, where like a character is shown their perfect world, but if they stay in it, their actual world will be suffering without them. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. I as I was writing it, I was like, is it obvious what it is? First off, and I was like, no. It like, you know, give them little bits that they want, and then when Barthor gets into it, it's pretty obvious. Unless
Were you
he's
watching
really
that
there.
Oh shit! Were you watching that episode of Enterprise when they go to that space station?
Which one's that? Oh no, but that's in the collection I submitted for M Class.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's a good one.
That's great.
And then
that
Trip
one.
is like, "Oh goddamn, mixed catfish! Oh how
I think that's the first Enterprise episode that Roxanne Dawson directs, and she's the voice of the computer.
Oh yeah!
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact of the week right there.
Yeah.
That's a fun.
It's a Barthor fun fact of the week for you.
She's like, now Trip Tucker, when your character comes across the catfish and he's like, oh hell you catfish, wah-ba-da-boo!
Can I bring my 6-shooters out?
When you come across the catfish, remember to do a jig in place and fire your 6-shooters into the air.
Ham bone it the hell up.
Stick your thumb in your belt loop and do a little jig. I'm way ahead of you, Roxanne.
Do you know how to do the achy breaky heart?
He turns around and he's already being like, when I say step to the left, you step to the left.
Holy shit. That was great.
No,
Yeah,
that story
good.
was fucking cool, man. I cannot wait for the next part of it.
I'm glad you liked it.
I'm torn about Freddy. I think there's he could be redeemed.
I mean, he's dead.
He could come back. He's a robot.
He is
That's
a robot.
true.
Could Barthor come back? Nah.
Maybe. I
Could
thought
do,
about
but
It was
that.
a hologram.
He could
Maybe
come
he'll be a
back.
hologram.
He could come back, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going to go to 12 characters that I got to fucking write for.
You gotta whittle it down a bit.
If he comes back,
That's
another
an
one's got to die.
anti-Rich Masters things to do. To
Yeah.
bring a character back to life.
Yeah.
No, he would do it just to kill them again.
True.
I'd bring him back, but at the expense of 2 other characters.
Oh my god.
Jesus fucking Christ, you're a sick fuck.
I wish I remember who said it in the Discord, but somebody was like, I thought Rich Masters was going to be like a double bastard and kill one of the characters from someone else's story. Then I remember Jeff already did that.
Yeah.
Whenever I post a story that someone doesn't die in, Squid Ludwig puts a little post up with a flag saying "Safe from Rich Masters this week."
Yeah, it's like a no accidents in 11 days.
Yeah. Right. Should we have a break and then we'll come back and then it's Josh's turn to regale us?
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
He's on this? Fuck him.
All right. See you in a bit. Back, bros heads. Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Don't call him that.
That was good. That was real. That'll stick.
Bros heads.
I think you could just call them bros, and that would be fun.
No, it's too easy.
Pros heads?
Hey, bros chodes, you're back.
There it is. That's it.
Hey, fuck boys, we're back.
Oh, shit.
We are knee deep in Silver and Dinosaurs. And
we're something deep, all right.
Does the dick have a knee in it?
Getting that sweet dinosaur puss.
Oh my god, it's that kind of podcast?
Cloaca.
Fucking Chuck Tingle podcast? All right.
I was listening to the one, it was like the Big Apple, and it was like in New York. And it was like the lesbian Big Apple or something like that. So good.
That's the author of our generation right there.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
So funny.
He called us and he was like, guys, you should put a podcast together because there's only you who can encapsulate what I do in a podcast based on 3 fiction stories. And we were like, sure, Chuck, we got it. We got you.
Love is real.
Your love is real, Chuck.
Yeah.
Tell us a story, please, Mr. Henderson.
I titled my episode because you guys seem to think I have to.
Yep, you do.
Okay. The Pukes of Gralzard is the name.
You can go back to non.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's right.
Yeah. My strategy works.
No, that's a 10 out of 10 name. It's all names from now on.
My whole life is like pretending I don't know how to do something, so I don't have to do it.
I thought you were going to do something stupid, even stupider like that, and say, like, oh, I named it, so its name is Brenda.
Brenda. Ooh.
I believe that's called weaponized ignorance.
Yep.
And it's used by dudes in relationships a lot.
Oh, shit. Is that why
gaslighting our asses.
You already knew this.
Anyway.
Let me gaslight you a little bit. You already knew this.
You already knew this. All right, here we go. Grawl is one fucked up cesspit of cum and villainy. Like the stepdad you never asked for, but then you hear him banging your mom. It's fucked up, but deep down, you respect it. I don't know if I agree with that. Who wrote that?
It's a little window into a psyche we didn't need, I think.
As long as she doesn't get you your coffee, you're fine. Nobody knows what we're talking about. But below the surface of Grawl's pocked and pitted outer visage lay a seedy underbelly of its political arena. That's right, fuckers. We're going to attack the clones over here. So strap on your world-building boners, and let's get so bureaucratic, it'll make your mama say, boys, you need to file a form 6969-420B in order to listen to Jerry bang me. And don't forget to use only black or blue pens, because we're going to go all night long, or until the union stops paying for Jerry's overtime.
Wow. What a glowing indictment of our municipal systems.
I tried so hard not to laugh over you doing that. I was trying to wait.
I have to go get my license renewed soon.
Oh, me too, actually.
It's gonna suck. Detective Roman! Screamed a portly old dwarf from behind his play school-sized desk. Get in here! Now!
Oh my god, I'm imagining him with one of those little wooden typewriters that pretend.
And he has like the little holes in it where you can put the star in it or the square. Detective Chad Roman of the PODs, or the Paladins of Daranos, along with his dog band partner, Stank Dankelson, walked into Mayor Grog Hogley's office and stood at firm attention.
A pod ab?
A pod ab. Yep.
A pod ab?
We'll get there. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. Hold on. Stag's occasional nervous twitch were the only movements for what seemed like hours as the two got ready for the reaming of a lifetime. And once, Chad went undercover at the Ream Dream, a pegging club.
That is not the first time we've mentioned pegging on this call.
It is not.
And it won't be the last.
It won't. No. You two have really done it this time, the mayor began as he stood up to tower below the two by a good 3 feet. And by really done it, I mean really haven't done shit about any of these gangs taking over my city, he yelled as frothy spit flew from his mouth and landed on their knee area. The two nevertheless squinted and winced as the spray of what could only be described as hot mold hit their bare legs. Since the POD has recently switched to hot pants style for summer months.
Lieutenant Dangle style.
Yeah, Dangle, yep. Sir, if I may, Chad tried to interject. I wrote whining, mocking voice. Sir, if I may, where? Can it, Roman? All of our fronts have been exposed. These flamingos are poised to take over the entire underworld. They've recently dispatched the dogmen, and they've been pulling jobs like it was Rubby Night at Sir Tug-a-Lot's Massage and Happy Ending Emporium.
Fucking Rubby Night.
Both Chad and Stank sighed at each other, both thinking they'd have to look into whether or not that was a real place or not. Or just as the mayor slammed his meaty fist down on his desk, causing them to startle and snap back to attention. Grawl's been nominated for most corrupt city and or borough 8 straight years in a row, and I'll be damned if we're not going to win it this year.
With it.
We can't have some vigilante group running around making the paladins look like they can't do their jobs, or that they're only interested in donuts, or that they're fascist pig dogs who racially profile, or that they'll stab anyone with their flaming swords for even looking at them twice, or that we recruit sub 75 IQ level paladins so they don't ask too many questions about our draconian tactics, or this went on for about another 20 minutes or so.
Sub 75 level IQ is genius.
As the mayor listed every reason that we here at Bros always say acab 1312 motherfucks.
That's what
Too
we say.
true.
We got tattoos of it.
Yeah.
All got a tattoo.
One's on my chin.
You just can't see it because of the beard.
Yeah, covered it up. I want results, detectives, and if you two can't get those for me, I'll be forced to fire you with full pension so that you can sit around for the rest of your miserable lives, living off of people's hard-earned taxes, thinking about all the times you got away with illegal shit, and doing whatever you want as free men, basically getting paid to sit at home and contribute nothing to the force when you could be out here busting skulls for laughs.
Wow.
Holy shit.
The mayor breathed in deeply to catch his breath. Boss, that doesn't sound too bad, Stank began. Dankelson, I swear if you finish that sentence, I'll cut your tongue out and use it as a chamois to wash my yacht.
Is it a bone yacht?
Yeah, it's a bone yacht.
Oh, good.
Mocked.
Asterisk, bone yacht.
Bone yacht. Stank gulped and fell back to a stiff attention. The annual Punta Eve race is this week. And I swear if those flamingos even get a stanky whiff of the finish line alive, I'll use both of your scalps as merkins.
Stanky whiff of the finish line.
The mayor huffed and puffed as he relit an old stogie which had already been half smoked. So you two better stop playing grab ass out there and figure out how to make these guys deader than my wife's libido and get your damn dicks out of each other's mouths. Yeah, because it's Punta Eve, not Punta Steve, shouted Stank as both the mayor and Chad Roman slowly turned to him in disgust.
Is this man's name Stank Dankelson?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's a dog. He's a dog man. Anyway, the mayor went on. Get out of here before I'm sick. Get out of here before I'm sick of looking at your stupid idiot faces. Yes, sir, the two lackeys say it in unison and left the room as the mayor unzips his tuxedo pants and starts to jerk off to his own mayor sash.
Oh my god. That's what they all do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard-hitting politics in this episode. Back at the Flamingos headquarters, a long clang followed by a "mother trucking shit" could be heard coming from the garage. You supposed to use that wrench on the van, not on your toes, Chickpea said to her brother, who was under the bone van. Thank you, sister. You are so much wiser and smarter than me, Peppercorn replied. Don't forget hotter.
Oh, Chickpea, you cad.
She said as she spun around on one of those little round shop chairs that spin for some reason. You know the chairs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it the idea for a criminal gang of organized, criminals to stay out of the public eye and not draw attention to themselves? Fred said as he rolled out from under the bone van on one of those shop rolly things that let you sleep under cars.
That's what they're for.
That's how you find it. Duncan sat in the corner working on some rudimentary tube-based electronic device. It sparked as he put it down. Joey thinks it's time we made a bigger splash here in the Big Bat Bowl. Punta Eve will get our names out there, and I know we have the best getaway driver in the whole damn city, so we can win this thing. Besides, we're bonding. Grunk rolled out from under the van right next to Fred. Duncan's right. I am the best getaway driver in the whole world, he said proudly. He said city. Motion to ban Chickpea from the garage forever, Gunk said, holding up a hand. Chickpea rolled her eyes and went back to the important job of spinning in her seat. Who is talking now? I need to look. When we finish these upgrades, our baby here is going to be a force to reckon with, Duncan said, slapping the side of the bone van. As he did, he ran his hand over the old decal they had on the side that said, Flamingo Laundry and Delivery Service.
Ooh.
She could use a new coat of paint and a new logo, though, he went on. Pin up, girl, Fred said immediately. Chickpea could model. You can afford my modeling fee, she said mid-spin. Same, Gunk said from under the bed. Roll her out, Stank said with a weird dogly giggle. What does that even mean?
I'm picturing Muttley.
Yeah, it's like Muttley. Yeah, exactly. Chad Roman revved the Mag-Busticle Mana engine hard as he grabbed a human skull gear shifter and shifted into a forward gear. All around outside of POD headquarters motor pool, every officer stood waiting for the department's new toy to be unveiled. This is how they were going to get those filthy flamingos. They all thought without questioning why they were even going after these guys, because they were all bootlicking piss babies. As the vehicle exited the garage, their piss baby mouths were agape at the sheer size of the object they saw moving slowly toward them. On the side, painted in blood red, were the letters TRGW. Behold, the mayor said from a pulpit, talking into an all-sea ball, the Truckosaurus Rex galvanized versatile vehicle. As he finished, he flourished his tiny arms toward the TRGW. Wait a minute. Dankelson, it's supposed to be 2 V's, not a W, you absolute cock-licking ass for brains, the mayor scolded. Yeah, what's the difference, boss? 2 V's make a W. I was saving time. It's like math or something, Stank said, his tongue panted. Dankelson, another officer said, you're not one of those D-gens who makes pointed W's for lowercase w, are you? Pointed U's for lowercase w, are you? Sure, why not? You make me sick, Dankelson, the officer said. After a moment, and then spit on the ground near Stank's foot. This thing was massive. The TRGW was the size of a monster truck and made out of the ancient bones of a flightless dragon, some called a dinosaur.
Ding.
Ding.
Its hull was almost impenetrable. On the front was the gaping maw of the terrible lizards whose visage was now merely a hood ornament for this instrument of destruction. It was painted all black and flew the Daranosian flag behind it, but instead of the usual colors of the rainbow, it was black and blue and said, "Pod Lives Matter."
Oh.
I want them all to die.
Yeah.
It's working. As the truck rumbled and revved, the pods began to shout, "P.O.D., P.O.D., like the USA chant, but stupider somehow.
Somehow.
You know at least one of those guys was chanting it, thinking they were chanting for the early 2000s Christian nu metal band, P.O.D. "Aw, I was," said an officer from the back as he kicked a rock and left with his head down, his armor clanging. How did he hear the narrator say that? Back at the Flamingos' garage, Gunk turned the skeleton key and the Flamingo bone van stuttered. "Don't mana drain it," Fred shouted from under the hood. Gunk turned the key again and delicately used... That's a smart joke.
It is a smart joke.
Very good.
And used his foot on the mana pedal, which was the shape of a giant Bigfoot's foot. Soon the van started to life and rumbled loudly and slowly purred. She's like brand new," Peppercorn shouted from inside the van at his all-see pewter station. Fred slammed the hood and patted it with satisfaction. Duncan stood outside as he heard his beautiful bone beast baby rumble to life. Chickpea was using magic to form a portal from which Joey Pizza walked out of. "I see your van's looking straight out of the A-team," he said, chewing on a pepperoni for no reason whatsoever. "The what?" Chickpea asked, raising an eyebrow. "You know, the A-team. They were Grawl's first Puta champs. They won like 69 times, and then went completely vigilante justice after coming back from the Vietnam War."
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna let that one simmer for a bit. I broke Rich, I think.
No, I'm here.
Vietnam War, Rich.
It's very good.
Christ.
It was a national tragedy.
It was one of the... They called it the American War over there. It was one of those jokes that I was just like, I can't... You know those jokes where you can't laugh? Because it's just too good.
It breaks your thought.
It breaks me.
I hear you. As the van rolled out of its garage, Duncan smiled proudly. She was jacked. Her ass end was lifted up with fat booty ass tires, like your mama's ass end was lifted up last night when I filmed our yearly all-seat XXXmas card with her. Granny's in for a surprise this year.
Oh man, Granny's gonna get a heart attack.
Yeah, well, something. She was pure silver, no paint. Ding! Just the bones sanded down to the bone metal. Oh yeah, everything made out of bones is also metal. Like figuratively and literal, as in it's metal that things are made out of bones, and that the bones themselves from the ancient horrors, those whose bones were literally metallic in nature.
Whoa, hold on. Let me make a chart. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta draw that one out. This isn't kindergarten. You get it. I wrote that. I actually wrote that. I don't know why. On the side, the crew indeed went with the pinup motif. There stood a half-naked orc on a beach. There stood naked on a beach a busty, comely orc babe in a bikini with a stein of meat in one hand and holding onto a stripper pole in the other. And behind her was the legendary bird, the flamingo, pulling at her G-string and pulling it down just so you could see her green ass crack like that one suntan lotion, giving you a reminder that you should have a boner because her ass crack is hot.
Just a general
I knew there was
reminder.
going to be a dog pulling down a bikini. I'm glad it was a flamingo.
Sweet orc. Jesus, Joey said, looking at the side like in that one Star Trek gif. Duncan smiled and patted Joey on the back. He ran toward his bone baby and got in the front seat as Fred climbed into the back. Chickpea waved her staff and closed the portal as she herself got into the sliding door on the side of the van, and off they went. Wait a second, Joey said, looking around the now empty lot. How the hell am I going to get home? I got chores to do. He said confusedly as dust flowed around him. My road, he said, looking from side to side like in that one Pulp Fiction gif. So stupid.
Fucking Tenor getting a shout out in this episode.
Yeah, right? As the racers lined up on the corners of 1st and 2nd Streets, the bustle of the city nearly came to a halt. Everyone gathered to watch the annual illegal drag race that was a staple of Grawl. Since the Daranosian Wizard Council didn't sanction this event on account of them not being around anymore, anything went in this race. You could literally do anything to win. Drag race was merely a suggestion, as you could take side streets or even go underground if you could. Nothing mattered. This race was going to be like Thanksgiving at your in-laws. Long and inappropriate.
True.
The Flamingos pulled up in their designated positions and revved the newly rebuilt semi-420 mana induction combusticator in such a way that surely some panties got wet and some boners released some pre-cum. The remaining Dogmen crew rolled up in their smaller but more maneuverable doghouse carts. Kind of like Snoopy's house mixed with a Mario Kart. On the back, they had a co-pilot who would be dealing out major damage with lances and staves and swords and anything really that could hurt or kill you. The Orc Mafia showed up in their black bone limos. They never tried to win. They just sat in the back hot tub and sipped champy and tossed out candy and jewels to the kids. It was kind of like a parade for them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Suddenly, the ground began to rumble. The crowd fell silent. "Groundquake!" yelled a drunk hobo as he ran and braced himself up against his cardboard shanty's doorway. Piss leaking from his peener. But from around the corner, everyone heard the Cop national anthem, Bad Boys, theme from the show Cops by Inner Circle. It got louder and louder. It got louder and louder until finally a tank of a bone truck rolled up to the starting line. Man, I gotta edit this. You know? Who
On
wants
the
to be
fly.
my editor?
It's a little too late for that now,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's too late. Are we recording? I wasn't. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, show's over
2
forever.
weeks in a row. Over the all-noise loudspeaker, Chad Robin began to speak. "Nothing to see here, folks. Move along, move along." "I don't know about all that," a bystander said as everyone began to grumble. "Ladies and gentlemen and pods," the announcer began to speak. "Start your mana combusticator."
I am in love with mana combusticators so much.
As he finished, the roar of bone cars filled the streets. The smell of burnt mana and oil stung everyone's nostrils, except for the Pixie Consortium, whose bubble cars only emitted a scent of fresh laundry and strawberries and cream.
Aww.
"Let's kill these motherfuckers!" shouted the Pixie driver.
I rescind that R.
I'm gonna add an aw.
Shouted a Pixie driver as she lowered old-timey goggles over her cutie little face as bubbles popped and sputtered out of her bubble car. A hot orc stood in front of everyone with a handkerchief. She was ready to drop the flag and start the race when she accidentally dropped it too early. "Oopsie," she said, bending over seductively as her donkey badonk hiney pointed out at the racers. She gave that big booty a slap, and Shorty started the race.
Oh, God.
"Yeehaw!" shouted the hillbilly as he ham-boned it up in the crowd like it was a real-life NASCAR race in real-life America circa now.
Yeah.
The pod's new Destructocraft was slow to the start, though, allowing everyone to pass while sitting idly at the starting line. I don't know about all that, said that one guy again suspiciously, as one should always be of anyone in authority.
True.
Too true.
The Flamingos were off to a great start, however. They edged past the Pixie bubble car and used the natural draft of their fragrance bubbles to pull up right behind one of the Dogmen carts. The Dogman on the back turned around and began to wildly hack at the front of the bone van with an axe. It did nothing. Be sure to spay and neuter your pets, Duncan said as he climbed out the side window and aimed his pistol at the car's back right wheel. With a single shot, he hit his mark, sending the Dogman flying over the cart as the cart itself flipped over like that one Nazi guy in Indiana Jones 3 when he gets that post stuck in the front wheel. It probably would have been it probably would have been more humane to just shoot the guy, but whatever. Years later, the Dogman's puppy son would be addicted to giggle dirt and resort to turning tricks on the street for gold. Like he would sit or stand on command or do that one trick where he keeps a treat on his nose until the person says it's okay to eat it, and then he would eat it off his own nose.
Oh, turning tricks.
The Flamingos were in good position as they passed the Dwarf District, but that was about to change. From behind them, Peppercorn was seeing chaos. The TRGW had indeed began to move and was now trailing the entire race field by only a few yards. What the hell are they doing? Chickpea wondered out loud at looking at her brother's all-see screen. On top of the van, a magical turret held an all-see ball so that Peppercorn could scan around them 369 degrees. Get him! Get him! Stank shouted in the passenger seat of the TRDW, rolled up behind the Orc Mafia's limo, the enormous tires of the Truckosaurus literally tearing up the road as they went. The hell is that? Said an orc, turning his head to look behind him, careful not to spill his bubbly into the hot tub. But it was too late. Just as he saw what it was, his fate and the fate of the Orc Mafia limo were sealed. The TRGW rolled right over them. It smashed the rear end of the car like I smashed your mama's rear end last night with my TRGW. And just like last night, there were no survivors. The TRGW went through the limo like hot jizz through one-ply toilet tissue. That's disgusting. Who writes that? One child who was gathered around for the candy the orcs were throwing picked up the severed hand of the orc Don. It's still clutching a piece of candy, and his big giant diamond ring glinted in the sun. Cool! Orc Don kissing hand, the kid said as he kissed the ring.
Just what I always wanted.
We have a problem, Peppercorn shouted up to the cockpit. Duncan turned around to see behind them. Not only were there about 24 Dogmen carts hell-bent on revenge for what Duncan himself did to their pack leader, but the entire POD's force was behind them, having been joined by every POD squad bone car in the city. People began to cheese it hard as the fuzz was now up everyone's asshole, ruining Punta Eve. A dude swallowed his entire cache of giggle dirt in one go and saw his ancestor. The PODs were out for blood. What else was new, thought Duncan. Fred! Duncan shouted to the back. It's time! Oh, hell yeah, Fred said as he shouldered a giant steampunk ass-looking tube. It was one of Peppercorn's newest inventions, the Blunderzooka. Using Chickpea's portal magic, he could put any number of objects, usually trash, into a shell that, when fired, would spray anyone with death. Literally, it was 10 pounds of shit and a 5-pound bazooka shell. Fred lined up the sight and fired at the nearest dog cart. The thump of the Zooka shook even Fred's sturdy, manly, muscular body, as out of the front of the weapon appeared a bowling ball. Fucking bowling ball, bro! Fred turned around to Peppercorn as Peppercorn just shrugged. As the bowling ball hit the dog cart's driver, it smashed through its little dog windshield, whose white leather interior instantly became red with brain and blood. Jesus, this is fucked up.
I'm sorry we made you read this, Josh.
I don't know. I gotta rethink my life.
Please say someone yelled strike.
No, but that's really good. Fred loaded another round as he took aim at one of the squad cars. He fired and outshot dozens of silver forks, knives, and spoons. Fred sighed disappointed as they embedded themselves into the front end of the bone car, doing no damage. That was like our Gam-Gam's fine cutlery, Chickpea shouted at her brother. We were never going to use it, Chick. We're millennials, Pep shouted back. Millennials. All around them, more and more pod cars were pouring out of the side streets now, chasing the clear leader of the race, the Flamingos. Behind them, Chickpea saw the TRGW getting closer and closer, now mowing over even their own guys with the recklessness and uncaring thought only a pig could have.
Amen.
That's right. Chickpea looked over to the other side of the van where a big red glowing button shone through in the darkness of the inner van. Fuck it, she said, and used her staff to hit the button high above her. Fuck yes, Grunk said, looking in the rear view all-seer. Chickpea stood near the side sliding door with her arms out in a T-pose. Through the open back door, she could see the TRGW coming closer. She closed her eyes, and her brother's magnum opus began to assemble itself around her. Clanking and clicking and whirring stirred as the sliding door of the van slid open. A soft seat cradled her as she slid out the door on a turret. In front of her, the mechanisms of Peppercorn's genius mind unfolded in perfect construction. Soon she was sitting in the Staffling gun. A myriad of 12 different magical staffs put together in a circle spun as she warmed up the weapon with the push of a trigger. The TRGW closed in range just as the Staffling gun began to fire. Outshot firebolts, ice bolts, lightning bolts, arcane magic missile bolts, and bolts of varying magic that even Chickpea didn't know Peppercorn had added. A lowly pod car managed to get in the way of the hellstorm of bolts and was struck with 56 different kinds of magics at once. The bone car exploded as the TRGW rolled right through it, taking the bolts on its front end. Ice lances stuck out of the hood, or bonnet if you're some kind of British weirdo.
I am.
As the TRGW rolled closer and closer, Chickpea again pulled the trigger and let loose another barrage of magical death. One stray green bolt ricocheted off the TRGW and hit a POD riding a bone horse, instantly turning him into a frog. Years later, just as he would begin to come to terms with his new life as a frog, some random rat would do a drive-by and kill him with a gun?
That fucking son of a bitch.
I'm so glad he's still out there.
Where the hell did this rat get a gun? Would be the frog guy's last thought as he died alone as a frog. Shit, Chickpea said as she retracted the Staffling gun back into the van. We're almost at the city limits, Skunk shouted. This is 9 ways to fuck day, Duncan said. As they reached the city limit, the TRGW and all the PODs began to slow. Kill them! Kill them before they get to the city limit, shouted the mayor over the all-sea ball. As the Flamingos passed the city limit that read, Grawl, the Big Babble, hope you enjoyed your stay, but with the word crossed out to replace the word stay with gay. I mean, I don't know who would write that. That's fucked up. That's just vandalism.
That's some real big city shit right there.
That's fucked up. They had won the Punta race, but they had lost a home. The TRGW came to a skidding halt as both Chad Roman and Stank got out and threw their metal paladin helmets on the ground and kicked the dirt. Shit balls! Shitty, shit! Stank added as he kicked his helmet and broke his toe. The Flamingos sat in silence and shock as to what had just happened. Since when were the PODs this openly corrupt? Grawl was by no means perfect, but the PODs usually let everyone just chill and be cool. Now they were narking out like the lances up their butts just got shoved up another 12 inches. The mayor's gonna be pissed, Chad said, looking at Stank. Wanna make out about it? Stank said, waggling an eyebrow. Not until we get home, Chad said, shooing him away. The end. Clapping. Listen to clapping.
It was good.
That was a masterpiece.
Oh, jeez. It's fucking...
Is that the second or third race in our show?
I think it might be the third. I love doing races. They're so fun.
Jeff, you did the drag race episode, didn't you?
I did.
So it's third episode, yeah.
I did a wizard race.
Staffling gun is just too good, man.
Staffling gun. I was like, what would they do? Like, if they had a Gatling gun, like it wouldn't be like cannons. Like I was like, what if it was just stabs like taped together,
bits of wood.
Yeah.
Have you been watching The Fast and the Furious or something?
No, I was thinking about Bullet. I love Bullet.
Yeah, Bullet's a great movie.
I was thinking about Bullet a lot.
There's so much in this story. Like, it is jam-fucking-packed wall-to-wall with great jokes, stupid ideas.
That one guy who wrote gay on the sign.
But that happens.
A little bit of homophobia.
I didn't write it. Don't come at me. I'm not the one who wrote that. I didn't vandalize it.
Look, Josh did not write that on the sign, but he did write that someone wrote that on the sign.
I'm just chronicling what's happening in this world. Like, don't shoot the messenger, man.
He understands the real enemy in all stories is homophobia, racism, sexism.
That's
Cops.
right.
Cops. J.K. Rowling.
Yep. Yeah, I had like a real boner for hating the cops this week. I don't know what happened, but
I mean, it's bros, man. Yeah,
that's right.
You're a citizen of the world, Josh. That's why you understand that hating the cops is a thing.
I finally woke up.
Oh man,
I need a cigarette.
I got a little lightheaded laughing so hard during that.
Whenever you say the word flamingo, I'm like, okay, all right, let's sit up. Let's sit up.
Yeah.
Rich was not going to listen to your story until you said flamingos.
That's what I heard. That's exactly what I heard.
I just meant I wasn't slouching.
You should never be slouching, sweetheart.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true. Thanks.
Thanks, Mom, Josh.
Thanks, second wife.
Now let me get you a coffee for my baby boy.
Now, that was a 10 out of 10 Darren story.
Yeah, it was great.
Thank you. Oh, man.
Man. That was good.
I feel like I just fucked someone's mom.
That did happen 3 times in that story.
Did.
So.
Was it?
Dude,
is it?
You gotta know.
Is it the same mom?
How to get in
every story.
I don't know. You think I get their names? I don't know. Uh-oh. Moms need love too, Rich.
They do. They do.
And Mars needs moms.
Mars needs both Newbery Award-winning books.
Yep.
Daranos needs a Newbery, I think.
You think I could win a what's the science fiction fantasy award? What is that?
It's the Is it the Arthur C. Clarke?
Is it?
I think it's the science fiction. The big science fiction one is the Arthur C. Clarke Award.
Yeah.
There's another one that I'm thinking of, and I don't know the name. But
the Dagger is the crime one.
Ooh, that's a cool one.
Isn't there a Burroughs Award?
I don't know. I think so.
Possibly.
And then there's like a...
Because comics is the Eisner. I know that.
Yeah.
After Will Eisner.
Yeah.
Old Billy Eisner.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Old Billy Eichner. Thanks for the comics.
Science Fiction Award. What? A Hugo Award.
Oh, the Hugo Award.
That's what I was thinking.
People were yelling it at their podcast, I'm sure.
I mean, they weren't yelling it fucking loud enough because I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I couldn't hear shit.
Future audience. Yell so hard you go back in time.
Like Superman.
Just fly around the world and go back in time and tell us, dum-dum.
Idiots. Get with it.
That was good.
Speaking
man.
of idiots.
It's my turn to read your story next.
Oh man. Let's take a break. You know who invented the break? I'm not saying anything. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Bye. Welcome back, Subway Dwellers. It's Bros Before Pros Part 3, and we've got a story from Mr. Pennington.
Yes. It's time to get spooky eventually.
Spooky vision time.
Spooky vision. The name of my story is Don't Come In.
Okay.
C-U-M?
It can be whatever you want, really.
I mean, if you don't want us
going
to
with
come in, put a hat on the door, Jeff.
Yeah, put a scrunchie on the knob.
It was nearing the end of March, and the chill biting wind of winter was slowly giving way to the swelling warmth of spring.
That's what's happening now.
But in that bad way that makes you sweat and then get chills right after, and every day just feels like shit to exist in.
Damn.
Lousy,
I was...
lousy March weather.
Crappy March weather.
The kind of gray blah that swaddled you with a malaise that only booze could alleviate.
Damn.
But only if you're an alcoholic, so if you agree with that statement, maybe take a long look in the mirror and evaluate things a little bit. Right, Rich?
He left that pause for us, Josh. I feel that's entrapment.
Pregnant as hell.
It's entrapment, man.
As hell.
Entrapment.
This is entrapment.
Acab, this is entrapment.
You have to tell us if you're an entrapment officer, Jeff.
I'm not. Melanie Hall had been spending a lot of time sitting on the front porch in this gray malaise lately, and was at least thankful that she didn't have to wear her big poofy-ass parka jacket anymore. All she needed to keep herself warm was a long, smooth drag off a delicious cigarette.
God damn, what are you doing to me right now?
Remember the long, hard look Rich was supposed to give himself if he agreed with that previous sentence? Ditto for Josh on this one. You're past this.
Every now and then, when you say something like that, you tempt me. Don't tempt me, Jeffo!
You see, Melanie had moved into this rental house about a year ago with her new husband Alex and their best friends Trent and Beth. But things hadn't really turned out the way she had hoped they would. It wasn't so much that Trent had revealed himself to be perhaps one of the most self-centered, spoiled, rich cocks to ever grace the face of the earth since the move.
Did his mom get him coffee once?
Continually asking them if they knew what his father did for a living whenever he was asked to do even the slightest chore. For the record, it was apparently something to do with business management or corporate synergy, but no one can be bothered to remember.
So he did nothing then, right?
Could he have said corporate slut? That doesn't sound like a real position. At least not a job position.
Hey-o.
Well, not a job like... Look, you get the idea. Nor was it Beth, who wouldn't stop stealing her food out of the fridge and claiming that was so Virgo of her to do, so it was okay. No matter how many times Melanie had asked her not to steal from her and blame it on a ball of gas in space, it didn't seem to daunt her.
Ball of gas in space.
Nor did it dissuade her from continually saying, "That's so Gemini of you," whenever she was caught trying to take money out of Melanie's purse.
Oh my god.
Apparently, if you were born between May 21st and June 21st, then you're not a big fan of being robbed blindly by your own best friend. Because otherwise, she'd have been way cooler about it. The stars can tell you a lot, apparently.
You're gonna get hexed.
You're gonna get hexed by some Virgo, dude.
No, it was probably the fact that her husband Alex had locked himself in the basement about a week ago and hadn't come out since.
What?
She tried to put that in any context in her mind that she could manage in order to make it sound like a normal problem all couples have, but denial only goes so far. He'd been down there mostly silently for 6 days now, but every so often a loud popping sound or some kind of weird loud sloshing noise would happen and startle her out of her sleep in the middle of the night. And she'd go again and try to check on him. Trying to get him to come back out, but he never said anything to her save the same phrase over and over again. Don't come in! Don't come in! She stood up from the swing on the front porch and pressed the burning end of her cigarette to the banister to snuff it out. With a flick of her wrist, she tossed it out of the front yard and turned and shuffled back inside. She pulled the door closed behind her and rubbed at the bridge of her nose just under her glasses for a moment. Could it just be like a masturbation thing? Is that the best case scenario at this point? Had her life really gotten to such a low point? Was her mother right about him?
Oh, no.
She did say he looked kind of like a guy who would constantly slap his tackle and five-knuckle shuffle his troubles away. But she was startled out of her reverie by a sudden muffled knocking at the door just behind her. She jumped and turned quickly, but was stopped in her tracks by the sudden realization that she had only been standing there for less than 10 seconds. How could someone have come up and knocked without her even noticing this fast? She pressed her ear to the door and listened intently to the other side. Adjusting slowly to the difference, through the door she could hear slow, rhythmically deep breathing on the other side, ragged at its edges, like a matinee monster movie waiting for the kill.
I mean, that's the real masturbator out there.
Yeah.
She looked at the clock on the wall. It was only 4:30. The sun was still pouring through all the windows in the house. There wasn't going to be a boogeyman knocking on the door in the middle of the damn day. What in the hell was she even afraid of?
Yeah, nobody gets murdered during the day.
Yeah, regular killers and rapists and shit, she whispered under her breath. She reached into the umbrella stand and yanked out a gigantic black and white striped umbrella and held it up like a baseball bat. With one hand still holding onto it, she grasped the door handle, turned it slowly, and then yanked it open full force into the house to reveal a dumpy middle-aged man dressed head to toe in a red and yellow Dougie the Dinosaur mascot costume, holding a pizza box aloft in one hand. His sunken, half-lidded eyes peered up at the umbrella and then back down at her face. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought you might be like well, anyway, hello. Melanie stumbled over her words a little, setting the umbrella down against the door. Hi, I'm here because the small dumpy man began, using his non-pizza-wielding hand to brush a few strays of thin brown hair off of his forehead and under the foam of the costume.
Nice.
Oh, the pizza, Melanie said, pointing at the box and chuckling. But then she stopped in her tracks and rubbed at her neck for a second or two, feeling a little embarrassment come over her. We didn't actually order any pizza. I'm the only one home right now besides my husband, and I know he didn't, so...
Are you sure?
Yeah, I know you didn't order a pizza, the short man said with a derisive snort, holding the pizza box towards Melanie and pointing at it with one woolly felt finger. This is built into the suit. There's nothing in it. It's just for show. Everyone knows that.
Do they?
Melanie said in return. There was a full 15 seconds of absolute silence between them then. The man in the Dougie the Dinosaur costume stood staring blankly with his dead, half-lidded eyes, and Melanie tried her best to keep eye contact as far away from him as possible while she waited for him to explain himself. When he didn't, she continued, a little angrier. Okay, so what the hell are you doing here then? I'm the private detective you called this morning, Pavlov Flinch.
Yay! He was in disguise in a dinosaur. Ding!
It's a Gene Parmesan moment.
My ad was on the back of the Golden Temple Chinese restaurant menu.
Oh, fuck. Now I'm getting Chinese.
Next to the coupon for Magic Monty's Love Hotel. The man tried to reach his hand to his side to retrieve his identification, which was twofold an unbelievably stupid thing to do. One, because he was wearing a mascot costume over his normal clothes, and two, because he used the hand holding the gigantic sewn-on pizza box prop, which poked its edge directly into his eye, causing him to stumble backwards far too animatedly. Oh, God. Melanie held a hand over her mouth in disbelief, eyes wide at the spectacle. Don't worry, I'm fine. Flinch blinked his red, slightly swelling eye and continued. I just finished a shift as a sign spinner at the prehistoric pizza on 3rd. I didn't have time to ditch the uniform in my neighbor's drained pool like I usually do before our appointment. So I thought I'd just wear it and change here. He paused for a moment, pointing past her with the pizza prop stuck to his hand. Can I use your bathroom?
Oh my God.
Melanie looked inside her house, and the terror she felt in every molecule of her body at the thought of this middle-aged sign spinner dinosaur slumping inside and stinking the place up was almost too much to handle. She looked back at him with barely disguised disgust and fear painting her features. Hey, look, I understand, Flinch said, nodding the bulbous mascot head that sat atop his own head. You don't have to hire me if you don't want to. You do have to pay me my consulting fee for showing up, though, which is suspiciously similar to my normal pay rate for doing the job.
Weird.
But not legally suspicious.
He's explaining the scam to her.
Melanie deflated. She guessed she did need the help. Fine. Come in.
Does she?
Flinch pushed past her, almost crushing her body in the doorway with his big fuzzy felt ass. Somehow he found the bathroom extremely quickly. Like he went straight to it as if he had some kind of sixth sense about where you should dump your shit and piss. That didn't instill any extra confidence in Melanie. After about 10 straight minutes of banging and clanging, Flinch stepped out wearing an oversized and wrinkled tan trench coat over a yellow dress shirt, brown slacks, and shoes, and his second favorite tie, which was shaped like a big brown trout hanging from his neck. He lost his piano tie in a card game at the old folks' home last weekend, but he planned on getting it back by his unbeatable card prowess or simply by being much stronger than his great-aunt Lucinda.
I'm going to say Morty's walking around with a piano tie.
Mr. Flinch, I'm in an awful mess, Melanie began, hoping things would be more normal now that the gigantic red pizza dinosaur costume was mostly out of sight in her guest bathroom shower.
Is he putting it in water things?
My husband kind of fell in with the wrong crowd recently and has changed drastically. Like to being gay? Flinch asked unironically. Because that's not like a bad crowd thing. You're pretty much born that way.
Thank you, Pavlov.
What? Melanie stopped in her track for a moment, but then continued. No. He met these guys at work. He's a marketing guy at Fleesom Law Offices.
Fleesom?
And these guys were a bunch of paralegals working with them. Boring, Flinch said, shoving his hands into his coat pockets. Melanie stared at him blankly for a moment and then timidly continued on. Okay, well, they started coming over every night and hanging out in the basement. I wasn't allowed to go down there to begin with because it was a boys' night or something, but as time went on, they really changed him. He started talking about Joe Rogan, like, a lot.
Oh, no!
And I don't even know who the fuck that is. He started telling me I need to be more wifely and need to stick to my gender roles. Getting real internet incel at me. And if he wasn't involuntarily celibate before he started spouting all this horse shit at me, I definitely made sure he was now.
Damn.
Good on you.
Involuntarily celibate, right. Flinch said in a way that reeked of someone acting like they understood what a phrase means. That's not really my point, Mr. Flinch. His buddies all stayed over one night last week, like some kind of weird slumber party. And then the next morning, they left without a word. I mean, they walked out without even looking at each other. It really weirded me out. But what was even weirder was that Alex didn't come up with them. He just stayed down there all day, alone. And it's not normal to spend all day alone in a basement. Flinch searched her face for a reaction and then quickly nodded over and over. Yeah, of course. We all know this. We're both normal. He's been down there for 6 days since, Melanie continued unabated. There's no food down there and only an old washing sink for water. Every time I come to the door to try to get him to come up and eat, or even just see me, the door is locked and deadbolted and he keeps yelling at me not to come in. That's all he said for 6 days.
Damn.
Uh-huh, Flinch said, blank-eyed. So the police said they can't help me. He can stay in the basement as long as he wants. So I called you for help. Right, Flinch responded vaguely. So you can pick the basement lock and check on my husband? Okay.
He still doesn't get it.
So I can check on him? Oh, sure, of course. Flinch looked around the room hazily, taking in all the photos on the wall. You two in like a polygon relationship with 2 other folks or what?
Polygon relationship.
What? Melanie yelled, exasperated. She looked at the photos he was glancing at and saw their friends Trent and Beth posing with them smiling. No, it... Polygon? Do you mean polygamy? Yeah, I just pronounce it different, Flinch said, with a hand wave and turned away from her. Wow. So where's the basement? We should probably help your husband instead of debating about alternative lifestyles. In order to stop herself from going apeshit and choking this man to death, she decided to stop trying to communicate with him and show him to the basement door. He seemed to grasp the general basics of what was going on and gave off the air of someone sleazy enough to at least know how to pick a lock and slide a deadbolt.
I know how to pick a lock.
Wow. Exactly.
Cell phone.
Standing in front of a small door in the distance, standing in front of the door, a small voice in the distance immediately spoke up before either of them had even touched it. Don't come in! Flinch looked back at Melanie, who nodded towards the door. He made a jerk-off motion at her, and she buried her face in her hands and then raised her head back up to shake no vigorously. Flinch shrugged. All right, then. Let me get my lockpick kit. He rummaged around inside of his overcoat for a moment. After a couple seconds, he began to just unload straight-up garbage from inside of it onto the floor with uncaring tosses. Most of it seemed to be fruit by the foot wrappers, like a lot of them. Oh, here it is. He pulled out a dinged-up old orange screwdriver from his jacket like Tommy Pickles pulling that shit out of his diaper. Melanie gasped in aggravation before she'd even think of another reaction. For his part, Flinch didn't even notice, going to work immediately on unscrewing the hinges on the door. Suddenly, Melanie took a step back and stood there flabbergasted. That was actually pretty brilliant. Who needs a lockpicking kit when you can just remove the door side altogether? The 5-minute hacks of it was clouding her judgment, and she never thought about any other kind of door except an indoor one, because this wouldn't work on anything else whatsoever. After much, much longer than either of them would have liked for it to take, Flinch had removed the hinge connection on one side of the door and wrenched it open the wrong way, leaving it hanging from the lock and deadbolt on the other side. He huffed and puffed in hard, heaving breaths as he sat down against the wall and stuffed his old screwdriver back in his coat. Give me a second, or I'm gonna heave. Flinch puffed out,
Christ.
Placing his hand on his chest and resting his head back against the wall. Melanie peered into the darkness of the basement, and then decided to head back to the door and grab the umbrella again. Unfortunately for her, the door swung open, and Trent and Beth sashayed inside.
Oh, God.
Both of them more than a little tipsy for a little after 5 p.m. Oh, thanks for meeting us at the door to take our coats, Melanie. I'm glad you stopped fighting us on giving a little extra service. It's your paw's job in life, after all, Trent blathered.
This guy's fucking a college fucking jock guy.
Trent blathered, swinging his $500 fleece jacket at Melanie's face. Damn. She, of course, let it drop to the ground. Melanie, I know you're feeling very put upon and grounded to the earth because Venus is in retrograde, but don't worry. You'll find your soulmate soon, according to your 6th house's spiral moon phase. That's so Flinch. Gemini.
It's Flinch.
Beth rambled with all the conviction. All the conviction only the most powerful crystals can grant you. I don't need a soulmate, Beth. I'm married. I can't really deal with you guys right now. I'm really busy. She snatched up the umbrella again and marched back down the hall towards the basement door. Trent and Beth looked at each other, each one looking more offended than the last. Beth chided. Her moon is in Aries. She's just being angry because the stars willed it.
My moon is in Aries.
She should pray to the stars that that they will her some cash. Trent laughed, holding the back of his hand up in front of his mouth haughtily. Flinch was stumbling back up to his feet when Melanie arrived back and pointed through the door between them. Go on ahead, she said with a lot more conviction in her voice. Me? I'm not getting axe murdered for $12 an hour plus expenses, lady. He's your masturbator husband, not mine. Flinch stepped back away from the door, shoving his hands back in his pockets. This is the worst day of my life, Melanie grumbled under her breath, turning and taking her first step into the darkness. The familiar squeak of the top step was somewhat reassuring, but did send a jolt of fear up her spine all the same. Then it was a matter of a step at a time, down into the darkness. For his part, Flinch did follow along, partially out of morbid curiosity that drove his every move in life, and partially out of the ultimate desire to actually get paid for once.
He's so close. He's going to do it this time.
The two of them descended the old wooden stairs down into the pitch blackness of the basement, both wishing that they had thought to bring a flashlight down. But Melanie did stop on the bottom step, knowing where it was by heart, peering as hard as she could into the darkness with incredulity. Wait, there are 2 windows to the outside down here. There's no way it should be this dark, she whispered back to Flinch. She fumbled around in the darkness, grasping at nothingness to reach the dangling light switch chain. Click. The lights turned on, but were still pretty dim, all things considered. All things in this case would have sent even the most cast iron of stomachs into a spiral.
I have a cast iron stomach.
On every wall, across the couch, spread over the old television in the corner, blotting out the windows, and spreading over the ceilings and light fixtures, even dug into the concrete block walls of the basement, was dripping, sickeningly raw, undulating meat. Moving with the rhythm of a snake digesting in every direction. Melanie screamed a piercing shriek, and Flinch turned to run up the stairs and leave this bitch on her own with all this shit like usual. But he tripped on the first one and fell face first into the wooden steps, sliding back down. Don't come in, a small voice pleaded from far beyond the room. Melanie composed herself enough to follow the sound of her husband's voice. Amidst the disgusting, graying meat that twisted and turned against the concrete wall at the far side of the room was a hole that the pulsing tentacles of meat seemed to have bore into the stone and earth itself beyond it, only pitch black inside beyond the crevice. The voice floated out of the hole like it was 100 feet away, being screamed at this point, as it repeated, "Don't come in."
What was this dude's plan?
Alex? Melanie screamed towards the hole, her voice being swallowed up inside of its deep, dark, inky blackness. Your husband's a hole? Flinch stammered, pushing himself back up to his feet and frantically searching inside of his overcoat for his gun. Inside of the shoulder holster strapped around his chest was a purple Game Boy Advance, still turned on playing Donkey Kong Country.
The battery's gonna die, dude.
He shifted his eyes back to Melanie and then quietly saved his game, turned it off, and slipped it back into his holster. Alex! She screamed again, wind rushing out of the blackened orifice of writhing flesh and muscle that coated the walls, sending her hair whipping around her face. I tried to tell you.
Oh no.
The voice within. Oh my god, that hurt! The voice within the door. Oh my god, no!
Oh, he's done it. He's broken himself.
He's become a hole.
Your husband's a hole? The voice within the darkness began to distort and twist on the wind. An extremely elongated, bloody arm pierced out of the darkness and grasped onto the wall next to the hole. A wave of blood spurting out of it and sluicing across the murky, fleshy floor. Both Melanie and Flinch recoiled back away, eyes wide with the wind buffeting them. Don't come in! The inhuman distortion of multiple voices wailed out of the dark. The wall split open like a violent wound, pouring forth a deluge of blood into the room.
Oh.
The arm pressing into the wall pushed its body out as well, an elongated, melting, bloody skeletal form, with blazing white eyes every couple of inches all over it. The infernal screech that erupted from its constantly shifting form filled the room to the brink before its massive body did the same. From its back, as if erupting from inside of its body like painful foreign growths, two gigantic organs exploded into the open air, bones jutting out of them like needles pinned through. They were grotesque beyond imagining, but without a doubt, the creature had grown what could only be called wings. 6 of them. Melanie turned and pushed past Flinch up the stairs, the private detective frozen in abject horror at just the sight of this eldritch abomination. But it only took him a second before realizing he should be running up after her as well, escaping the nightmarish vision foot after foot. The creature placed its gnarled, seeping hands together and bowed its elongated, misshapen, tumorous head, seething and gurgling blood from its jagged, lipless maw. After a moment of blasphemous prayer, it reared its head back, and a burning, spinning, jagged mass of flames erupted from the top of its head in a perfect, blinding circle.
What?
Melanie ran for the front door and wrenched it open, charging outside onto the front lawn as fast as she could. Trent and Beth were sitting in the living room and watched her run out, exchanging judgmental glances and then turning their eyes back to the newest season of The Bachelor, undisturbed.
This is about to get super fulfilling.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Pavlov Flinch wasn't far behind, literally diving out the front door and off the front porch into the grass and skidding across it to just shy of Melanie. He scrambled up to his feet and began fumbling around in his jacket for his Motorola flip phone to call for help. But Melanie already had her new sensible normal person phone out, dialing it frantically. Trent and Beth scoffed at all the ruckus, and Trent stood up, walking out to the foyer to follow them and give them a piece of his mind. Don't they know what his dad does for a living?
Office slut.
He didn't get a chance, though. The wall of the basement was ripped away and down into the darkness like tissue paper. Long, thin, blood-soaked fingers scraping at the floor like a hand of a human on a dollhouse, ripping away the floorboards that stood between it and ascending to the first floor. Trent wobbled and fell from the shaking of the entire house, barely having enough time to scream at the nightmarish visage that greeted him. The thing grabbed Trent by his head with one hand and his legs with the other, and pulled, sending his body flying in 2 directions and slapping coldly into motionless in both. It continued to ascend to the first floor, tearing the house down with its movement. The entire front fascia collapsed inwards as the creature dug itself up to the front yard, pulling earth and sidewalk in on itself as it did, but never slowing down. Melanie screamed another blood-curdling scream, and for his part, so did Flinch, running all the way across the street and diving behind an old Dodge for safety. The thing grasped Melanie by her waist and lifted her into the air, the blood gushing from unseen wounds in its hands, nearly overtaking her, but her head and shoulders managed to stay above the deluge. She screamed at the top of her lungs, and the gigantic horror threw its head back and screamed into the newly minted night at the top of its own. When it turned its hollow, blindingly glowing gaze back to her, the inhuman cacophony of voices hissed out a whisper from the boundless abyss within its lipless mouth. "You were supposed to wait. I was to be reborn first. Then you would enter the cocoon. We would have been ascendants, the heralds of the umbral born."
Yay! Together forever!
Yay.
Bring! Bring!
What?
Flinch reached into his breast pocket and returned with his Motorola, which was jangling with every ring. He looked wide-eyed at the caller unknown on the tiny preview screen, and then glanced back at the hulking abomination taking up the entire destroyed lot across the street, shrugged, and then flipped the phone open, placing it to his ear. "Hello, Mr. Flinch. I believe you should lay down on the ground and cover your ears now."
Okay.
Click. The line went dead, and Flinch held the phone out away from himself, staring at the call-ended screen for a long moment. He glanced back at the horror unfolding across the street and immediately face-planted into the ground, shoving his hands over his ears. All sound, whether the constant gushing bleeding of the massive corpse, the screaming of Melanie Hall, the crashing of wood and steel, or the peeing of a detective's pants, even if such a thing could possibly be happening, was suddenly gone.
The international sound of pee.
Everything was deafened and silent. Melanie's eyes glazed over and she stopped screaming, hanging limp from the bloody thing's gnarled fingers. The eldritch horror's screeching was gone as well, and it hung limp for a moment against the massive hole it had created, with its thrashing movements coming up from the basement. Flinch hadn't noticed the black van parked down the street when he had arrived, but he vaguely remembered there being a car there of some kind. Nevertheless, the side doors opened, and 3 individuals exited onto the street and towards the scene, all wearing black.
Men in black.
A tall, thin man wearing red sunglasses. A short man in a bolo tie and bolero hat, stuffing an entire burger into his mouth. An enormous, hairy man lumbering along with extremely long arms. The 3 of them moved without much sense of urgency, stopping in the middle of the street. The thin man in sunglasses set a small piece of absolutely perfectly smooth silver metal onto the ground in the middle of the street and took a step back from it. That was the last thing Flinch remembered seeing. When he opened his eyes, he was slumped against a wooden bench, his arm thrown over the back of it casually to prop him up as he napped. He couldn't remember how he'd gotten there, but looking around him, the street was extremely familiar. It was the exact same street he had been on before, where he had dove behind the Dodge for safety, where those weirdos in black had shown up, where... Flinch jumped to his feet and looked around frantically, his hands doing another fumbling dance around his coat, to find that pistol he'd forgotten he'd switched out for a game of Donkey Kong Country before.
As you do.
But he was stopped in his tracks by the sound of children laughing and playing.
What?
He finally adjusted his eyes and saw what should have been plainly obvious from the beginning. Where the house he had come to investigate a basement masturbator had once stood, now stood a small playground.
What?
With benches, a slide, a jungle gym, monkey bars, even a small fountain in the middle.
What kind of city council is that quick?
He sat back, flabbergasted, for the first time in a long time without something stupid to say. He barely registered the man who sat down beside him near silently on the bench, until he spoke in an overly chipper tone. "We work pretty quickly to cover these kind of things up. What? Flinch blurted out, startled by the sudden appearance. He instantly recognized the man as the tall gentleman who wore the red sunglasses from before. Mm-hmm. Not because of any detective capabilities, but he was dressed the exact same. It's easy to explain away noises and explosions as demolition. The old house was just being torn down to make way for this nice neighborhood park. Our crews put this together in a couple of days. While you were napping, the tall, thin man said, adjusting the sunglasses on his nose. Look, no offense or anything, but who in the flying fuck are you? And Flinch paused, a sudden pallor coming over his face. A couple days? Napping? My name is Indrid Cold. I work for an organization of, let's say, concerned citizens. The Silver Blood Society. We wish to help people. He paused for a moment to lean back on the bench, casually placing his arm over the back of it. We took care of you while you were unconscious, an unfortunate side effect of the machine.
What?
Flinch sat absolutely dumbfounded, staring at this man with his mouth agape and his eyes wide. Something about this guy made every hair on Flinch's neck stand up and set every nerve on edge within him.
He's the bad guy from Roger Rabbit.
We wish to offer you a job, Mr. Flinch, Cold continued unabated, crossing one leg over the other. A job? I didn't even get paid for the one I just did, Flinch suddenly realized, slapping his own forehead and forgetting the eeriness of the situation almost immediately. This is the third job this week. Oh, Mom's not going to be happy I can't pay off the Skinamax bill this month.
Ordering Skinamax.
Yes. Miss Hill has been somewhat predisposed because of her association with our basement-dwelling friend. We will cover the cost of your employment. Cold reached into his jacket pocket and returned with a rolled-up wad of cash, handing it over to Flinch unceremoniously, almost with a disgust for the very act. This is... Flinch unrolled the wad and began to count it out quickly, though not quickly enough for a man his age by even half. Then looked at Cold with wide eyes. This is like $700. And there's plenty more where that came from if you're interested in working with us, Cold said matter-of-factly, again with some disgust for the whole exchange. What do I gotta do? Flinch questioned. Is this like a sex thing?
No.
No, it's not, Cold said plainly. Oh, Flinch responded. Could it be? No. Cold stood up from the bench and reached back into his jacket pocket, returning with a small business card and handing it over to Flinch. You once, lost this out the bus window. Do try and keep a better hold of it this time. Flinch turned the card over in his hand and squinted at the gold-pressed lettering on one side of it. Indrid Cold, he read out loud to himself, looking over the card for any other info. On the other side of it was an address. 1313 Mockingbird Lane, Whitesville, Connecticut. What's there? The end of the world as we know it, Indrid Cold said plainly, adjusting the lapels on his pea coat. But for you, a gainful business opportunity. The end.
Go to it now! Oh my god! That was awesome.
That was really good.
Thank you very much. Sorry it took so long to get to the spooky part. I really like making fun of that guy.
I had to cover my eyes. But my thinky brain showed me the pictures anyway, so.
Hopefully that was horrific enough.
What happened to Bethany?
I guess I forgot to mention that the house did collapse when the monster came out, so she was crushed to death.
She's watching The Bachelor in hell now.
Where every Bachelor fan belongs.
Don't worry, they're going there. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
Thank you.
I want to
guys.
know what's at this place.
Yep. I think we're going to find out in the next 7 episodes.
Yeah, I'm ramping up to a finale.
Oh no! Were we supposed to do that?
No.
Well, we've got like, no, we don't necessarily have to, but we've got like, 26 episodes will be the first volume of the book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're at 18.
Yeah.
So 8 more.
Yeah, 8 more.
What?
8 more.
8.
8 more. So I probably should have started this like in a couple episodes, but whatever.
No, that's fine. You can. I think like you can easily like have a few in betweeny stories, can't you?
Yeah. Well, I can for sure, and this also isn't like the be all end all of the Spooky Vision universe. It's just the end of one storyline.
Yeah.
Dude, what is at this address?
The end of the world.
I mean, this is the second time Cold has tried to push Flinch to go there.
Yeah.
Is he just like a magnet for this stuff? Like, is he just like somebody who just
Maybe
stumbles on
there
this
is
shit?
something special about him. We'll have to find out. Maybe there's not.
He's got Donkey Kong Country.
He's got the high score.
I mean, when he swapped when you said swap the gun for Donkey Kong Country, the first thing that came to mind was, wow, it's got a pretty cool soundtrack. Like, just play
now you're thinking like Flinch.
play the underwater level theme to the monsters, and they'll just get calm,
Calm it down.
won't they? Yeah, exactly.
Chill him out. Oh man, I was thinking maybe they were like being transported to like a different dimension or something with that silver thing.
I will say the 1313 Mockingbird Lane, Whitesville, Connecticut. We've been there before.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember.
It's in my most popular story I wrote.
Well, I love every story equally, so I don't know which one that is.
It's the address from the Hallmark episode, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's the grandpa's house that Anita and Man inherited.
Isn't that where the Munsters live?
Yes.
Yes.
I love the Munsters.
Who doesn't love the monsters?
I met Grandpa Munster the other day from the new movie.
Oh, yeah?
He came into my parents' store.
That's pretty
Was
sweet.
he dressed like Grandpa Munster?
No, I didn't know who he was. I was like, this guy's fucking familiar as shit, right? So like he went out to go like check his meter, and he came back, and I was like, "Are you an actor?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm Danny. I forget his fucking name. Jesus,
Danny DeVito.
it's Danny DeVito. He's the guy from like The Fugitive, and he's in Lost. He's Dr. Arzt in Lost. Do you remember that?
You can just look that up with the internet that you're on.
Yeah, check it out. He was cool, but he was Grandpa Munster.
Danny.
Who played Arts on Lost? Daniel Roebuck.
Roebuck, there it is. Got it.
There you go. But yeah, we've been
I
there
know
before.
him.
He's in tons of shit.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's one of those guys,
Fallen Order. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those actors that's like in everything, right? So you just kind of know their face.
Yeah.
Yep. So when are we gonna find out what's at the place? Tonight?
No.
No.
God damn it.
It's gonna be at least 5 episodes from now before they get there. So, and who's gonna go there with them? We don't know.
It better
What
be
are
Myrtle
the-
Smelly.
What are the repercussions of them going there? We don't know yet.
Perhaps.
I like how you did your dinosaur this week.
Yeah, it was
Thank
clever.
you. Like, it came to me when we were talking about how fucked up it is that I already did a dinosaur. I was like, actually, I'm doing a mascot costume. Fuck it.
That was
You're just ahead of the curve.
That was very funny last week.
We're gonna get mascots this time. How much?
Oh,
Yeah, probably.
Dude. We're gonna get mascots and red sunglasses.
Well, that'd be quite easy for me. It's hard to incorporate a character into an ongoing story that you're trying to keep completely mysterious in every way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's like, how much do you draw the mystery out, right?
I like writing Indrid Cold a lot,
Yeah.
but it's mostly because of how weird, off-putting, and mysterious he is as a character.
I like him a lot.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
made him with my brain, although he is out of composite parts from other shit.
He's a real guy from the Mothman prophecies.
Yeah, he's the one who calls Richard Gere, and he's like, "Did you really put a hamster in your butt?"
And Richard Gere is like, "That's the real cryptid."
Oh, man.
Indrid Cold loves telephones. He fucking loves to give you a ring-a-ding.
Yeah. Ring-a-ding-ding. Maybe that's why he has to pick Pavlov, because he's the only one with like a ringing telephone now. Everyone else, like, unless you're a boomer, has like it on vibrate. They should anyway.
Exactly. I think if there are any theorists about our shows that are trying to figure out the story as it goes and stuff, I think people could probably figure out why he's chosen Flinch for this. If they have been paying attention.
You know they
Is he
have.
like an ancestor to the Japanese guy?
That would be weird. Nah. The Cricket Man is the descendant of the samurai.
Cricket Man! I can't wait till the Cricket Man, Pavlov, and the Professor Lady get fucking together.
They're in
and do a team up.
There might be a crossover at some point if they survive. But Cricket Man is part of like a Phase 2 storyline that I'm working on.
What do you mean? Are you gonna pull a Rich over here and start murdering people?
Maybe I've created several lovable characters like Pavlov Flinch, Kayla Hunter, and Myrtle Smelly, just so I can fucking kill them off at the end of the year.
You've killed Myrtle, but she comes back. That's fine.
True.
I fully support this methodology of writing.
No, it's shocking.
The long game.
People
No,
like
I'm no Rich
drama.
Masters. I didn't make characters just to kill them.
Oh.
Although I do all the time. I made Trent and Beth specifically to kill them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but they deserved it.
Did you guys like the little ominous way that Cold hand waved what happened to Melanie Hall?
Yeah, where she's like being occupied by what's going on with her? What's
He's just like she's occupied after what happened.
Yeah.
what does that mean? Is she in the cocoon?
We do not know what the Silver Blood Society is up to
No.
in any way, shape, or form.
I trust them. It sounds like they're up and up.
They're on the up and up.
I like how you described the channel, because it was very like the whole. It was very like. This is going to sound weird, but it was very evocative of like something giving birth to something.
It looks vaginal in my brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, it should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I put a vagina on top of everything in my brain, so that's not too abnormal, but
Gosh.
this was like...
Hopefully you don't remember your family members.
I need to go to therapy now.
You're welcome. You're welcome, therapists.
Yeah, right. Yep. Oh, man. Well, I can't wait. I'm impatient.
I'm glad that you guys are digging it. I have a plan. It's a somewhat loose plan, but I do have all of the ending figured out already.
Cool.
Looks like that wall vagina.
You just got to get
True.
there. Just got to get there.
It's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway that's shaped like a vagina.
It's like throwing a ascendant, horrific abomination from beyond existence down a hallway.
I also love the flaming devil crown.
That was
fucking
really
dope.
good. That reminded me of when
Hellboy.
Yeah, when Hellboy gets puts the thing in the wall.
Yep.
The right hand of Doom.
Yeah, thank you. I might have been channeling that. I didn't think about it, but
It happens all
It
the
happens
time.
all.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
that was like an obvious important hint before he reveals like what the purpose of what he's doing is. That this is an extremely important one of these monsters. It's not just a guy with tentacles chasing you around a fucking library. This is
Being
important.
born. Yeah.
out of a wall vagina.
The heralds of the Umbral Born.
That's what I say when I'm coming inside of a girl. What? Why would I say
Wait
that?
a tick. What?
Hold on.
Explain yourself to our audience.
I yell, Heralds of the Umbral Born!
Damn, I didn't know Josh was an acolyte. Damn.
I noticed as well heralds, as in more than one.
Yeah, more than one.
So where are other ones then? Are they coming?
Well, I guess you'll have to fucking tune in and find out, won't you?
Damn, dude. Fucking tell us. Turn off the podcast and tell us.
The Umbralborn's real name is just Harold, okay?
Right,
Oh,
that's the secret.
Harold of the Umbralborn.
Oh, he's just one Harold.
Oh man,
Harold Ramis.
that was
It's
good
interesting
shit, man.
it's interesting to note that like we saw the Umbralborn before, but only in its first stage.
Is it me?
No. Maybe.
Damn it! Oh, maybe.
We don't know. We don't know yet. Wouldn't that be fucked up if I was like, and then the horrible space abomination just turns into Josh, and he's like, hey, what's up?
That'd be awesome. That'd be sweet.
Like, hey, what's up? I'm gonna butt fuck your mom.
Yeah, I'm coming for you.
That is horror. That is true horror. Oh, 3 good
Josh.
stories this week, guys.
Excellent.
Yeah, this was a
Excellent
great
job.
fucking episode.
It was.
IMHO. I loved you guys' stories.
IMHOA also.
My jaw is hurting from laughing.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm losing my voice.
Yeah.
I lost my voice 5 minutes into the shit because I did that stupid voice.
You're in the worst position, right? Because you're
Oh,
laughing.
yeah.
It's definitely the worst
Yeah,
position.
My
'Cause
throat
you're laughing.
hurts, man.
First is the way to go, dude. You read your story, you get in, get out, then you can lose your voice.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
yeah. And what we really should do is save the 12-page stories until we're not last. What we should actually do is think about it at the start of the episode and be like, who wrote the longest story this week? Because that person
But then
needs
people
to go
are gonna be
first.
writing we'll be encouraging the lengthier story.
It will
then.
be aiding Rich Masters and his
Yeah.
problems.
That sounds like a Rich Masters win to me.
It's like Rich Masters starts every episode.
This is why I said the dice.
Hey
like,
Jeff,
this is
how
a
many
chance.
pages is your story? Oh, it's 12. Oh yeah, mine's 14. Mine's 14.
Yeah.
Mine's 13.
Hold on, I gotta add something real quick. Hold on.
just scream for a whole page.
Who would know what page you're on, though? Nobody knows what page you're on.
Nobody would know how many pages these things are if
This
we
feels
didn't
like
say.
a page 9. Yeah.
because interestingly enough, like if you compare the times that it took to read the story, they're all pretty similar.
So my stories are sometimes longer pages as well because I have so many characters. Every one of them has to have at least a line of dialogue an episode, right?
True.
So it gets fucking hard to manage. So they all of a sudden that's like, you know, that could be like 4 pages just of dialogue without like.
You wrote like a prima donna cast over here.
did.
Like, oh,
They
where's
all
my
gotta have a
line?
line.
Ooh, the SAG wants me to have a line so I can take my health insurance.
Good episode, guys.
That's an
Hell
an
yeah.
interesting question that we should do at some point. Like maybe that's like a Patreon thing that we can do like a fan cast of our own stories.
I think we should.
love that.
I think we should before the season finales. I think we should probably do a cock block episode and have one of those sort of like write in questions for us about like
Yeah.
the stories and stuff like that.
Oh man, that would be fun. I'd love to do
I
that.
love cock blocking people.
We do have an email address that's completely unused at this point.
It's M-class email.
I wish.
but
No,
we
I'm
could
kidding. Okay.
we could have an aside little cast about like where we could ask each other stories questions about the stories as well because
Yeah.
we don't really get a chance to apart from in our DM talk about like ask questions of each other, you know.
Yeah,
like
we don't talk about the stories ahead of time whatsoever. I think
No.
that's a bit of a preconception that people have
Yeah.
because I got in trouble once because they were like theorizing on what was going to happen in one of Rich's stories. And I said my theory, and everyone got really mad at me for
They thought
spoiling.
yeah,
you knew.
yeah, we don't talk
And I was
about
like,
we
I
don't
don't know. Like, Rich doesn't tell me any of this. I don't know.
yeah.
I go so beyond that sometimes, like, the night before, I don't even know what I'm writing. So.
Yeah,
How are they supposed to know?
Like, we are the 3 different levels of thinking ahead for stories. Rich is like, knows the whole story that's going to happen. I have a vague idea of where I'm going, and Josh is like, this would be funny.
Yeah. I think the thing that people need to understand is the most we talk about our stories is how fucked up it is that we're normally either really early or really late to complete a story.
Oh, we have an award for the person latest to finish the story.
It's usually me. Well, sometimes. Well, Rich sometimes is like, it's like 2 minutes before.
Yeah, and I've just finished.
Rich finished it, like, what was it? Like, you said you finished the last part of it like a half hour before we recorded or something?
I had a really bad week at work, and I had to... No, I pick Evan up from school, so, like, he will sit and play with his Lego while I do some writing sometimes, so I can finish off the story. And he had been... particularly clingy that week, like, you know, will you come and play with me? And you can't really say no, so it's like, okay, so
no, son, fuck you.
no, sorry, I'm writing, piss off. But
you have to think of your other 2 sons, Josh and Jeff.
Exactly. True. And then I think it was literally about 30 minutes before we recorded that I finished one of the stories. I think it was the Lionel close. And Grissom dressed as like Georgian era people going to a party. That was the story.
Yeah.
And I just finished it about half hour before, and that was I was bricking it. I was absolutely worried that I wasn't going to finish the episode because I can always hand waver to be continued. But this one's the earliest one I've did. I did it. I think I finished it last week. It was really fucking weird.
On the next one.
Yeah.
You guys know, like, you're not getting extra credit for that, right?
Yeah, I know. But when you write a 2-parter, I kind of want to get a little bit done.
Night, so
I'm just jealous because I wish I had like my shit under control that I could do that.
But I think
I'm fucking.
It's like doing your college work, right? Some people can do it straight away, and some people need the burning deadline. They need the demon of the deadline on their shoulder, like, you're gonna fucking fail.
Yeah. I was always like that.
Yeah.
Like, I finished the last changes to my story last night, and I still need to make art for M class. So it's really like a fucking trade-off, right? If there's an episode of M class that has really good art, then I have done my story at the last fucking minute. Or vice versa.
That's amazing.
Oh, man.
Sorry about this week's episode's art, everybody.
On that note, we're going to close the cover on this week's episode.
There's 2 covers on that one, I guess.
It's a double cover. It's a fold-in.
It's one of those pop-up books.
Yeah.
We will return to the 3 realms next time.
Yeah, we will. Josh, time to bring out Plogbot.
Okay, he's out.
Okay, it's very close.
I brought him out earlier.
You're balancing a cup on him.
Yeah.
Poor
He's a drink holder.
Poor Progbot.
Progbot was in the dumpster earlier. I saw it. Not to narc on Josh or anything, but
well,
he knows what he did.
Yeah, exactly. Shouldn't be such a dick.
It's true. Right. Giving me fucking dinosaurs, you little bastard.
That's what he gets.
So, can we check the first prompt, please? Oh, this is timely after he complained the other day that his prompts weren't getting picked. It's Zoos by David Hound of Hell Spivey, who is Spivsy.
Hound of Hell.
Zoos. All right.
Zoos. And next
okay.
one, please. I don't know how we're going to do that. Ships by Colin Brackenmain Brady.
Damn, ships is cool.
Ships
How
and
the
zoos.
fuck are you gonna do zoos and ships? Like, there's a zoo on the ship?
Noah's Ark.
Oh no! Enjoy
Noah's
next
Ark
episode. The 3 arcs.
Luckily, my characters are already kind of in a little bit of a zoo where someone's watching them. So I
shit.
can kind of hand wave that one away. Thank you, Spivsy.
This sounds like some bullshit.
This is why you guys needed America's help in World War II. You couldn't win on a technicality, Rich.
I would like to say as well, for everyone who is worried that we don't pick their prompts, it is completely random number generated. Yeah. As attested by that time we got frogs and we all freaked out. Even though it proved to be one of our best episodes that everyone loved.
Rat with a gun.
Yeah, Rat with a gun might be the most classic Bros Before Pros character.
He's infamous.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, I never know what we're going to get, and... Yeah,
I never know.
Now, some of these prompts have genuinely screwed over ideas I've wanted to do.
Yep.
So,
yeah, this one's not great. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not real excited about zoos. I don't know what the.
My first thought for ships gave me something really good, but I have no fucking idea what to do for zoos.
Yeah, Spivsy's other one was ska music. So we got off quite lightly.
What the fuck does that mean?
Ska music.
Yeah, like...
Oh, ska!
Yeah.
It really sounded like you said scar music.
That's what I thought it meant.
Sorry. I might have done, actually. It might have been one of those things that I accidentally said.
No, it's okay.
We got some...
pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up!
We've got golems in the list, and I've already written a story about a golem. So, it's another dinosaur waiting to happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is Frankenstein a golem?
No.
Yeah, why not?
We've got Cricket Man in the prompts. That's going to be an interesting
One
day.
of the prompts is Cricket Man.
We got some
you guys
interesting ones.
Have to make your own Cricket Man. We'll be 3 Cricket Men deep.
It would be a sport-based episode for me.
Space cricket.
I just love that, like, it would be like a horrific abomination man, and then Josh would create just a cricket race for fantasy, cricket race, and then a guy with a cricket bat just hanging out.
Cricket bat, there you
Play
go.
to your strengths, guys. Play to your strengths.
They call me Cricket Man.
If you
love the game.
If you would like to suggest prompts for the boys, then you need to go to patreon.com/brosbeforepros and give some money, and then you will be able to be a prompt generating machine, although not prompt bot because his role is taken, unfortunately. But with that as well, with
somebody
membership,
didn't charge him.
but with Patreon as well, you get if you become a patron, you can get access to our side podcast redesigned by committee. We've done Star Wars and Star Trek, so we probably need to head back down to Earth at some point to do something different.
The Golden Girls,
which was a prompt that someone wanted to do.
The Golden Girls.
I've got the perfect Golden Girls prompt. It's absolutely perfect.
The Golden Shower Girls. Me too.
Damn, I'm woefully unprepared for this, apparently.
But there's lots of things you can get if you're a patron, including early access to our book that will be coming out at the end of our first Bros year, and creator credits in the book as well. So if you want to do that, then you've got to be a patron, basically, or buy a very high Kickstarter package.
We'll see where that goes.
We have a new review.
Oh! It's an iTunes review from March 20th by Keithulu.
Cool.
Absolutely
That's
amazing.
A sweet name.
And it's entitled So Good You'll 3 Your Jeans. Best podcast on the net. Josh, Jeff, and Rich craft excellent tales that build out their respective universes in a way that makes you want more at the end of each story. I can't say enough good things about this podcast. 5 stars.
Hey! We're still at
Hail Cthulhu!
We're still at perfect, aren't we?
Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars.
I mean, we're perfect.
Sweet.
All of us are perfect.
Mr. Perfect.
We've got like 50 odd reviews, haven't we? Or near 50.
Let me go back and check. Rich.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
Damn. Calling them out.
Let's just say it.
We have
50.
45.
45, that's pretty good.
Ooh, get the 50.
45 5-star reviews.
That's pretty sweet. If you want to go and do that, that would be really, really helpful, as well as stuff like tweets and retweets and likes on the episode posts as well. That'd be really good. Big thanks to Vidazen, as always, for the use of his music specifically designed for this podcast. We were talking about how we have listened to Vidazen's latest album, and it's got the full track, the intro and the outro track, and they are absolutely phenomenal. They're just great. They're great pieces of music. We love you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Like, I feel like a real heel, because I never heard like the complete total track from beginning to end. It's called Worlds Together, and it's on Commission's Edition Volume 1, Vidazen's new album. And it is the bangingest fucking track I've ever heard in my entire life.
I get to hear it every other 2 weeks.
The outro is really good as well. I can't remember what it's called.
Separate Worlds.
Separate Worlds. That's it. Which is really, really clever. It's really clever to title them that as well. Thank you, buddy. You can find out about Vidazen, all his projects, support him, give him $5 for a coffee or whatever at vidazen.card with 2 R's.co. That's probably it for the episode. Do we want to pimp anything before we say goodbye to everyone?
Pimping your mama.
Excellent. She will appreciate that. It's been a hard Christmas for the Masters family.
Oh, it's going to be a hard spring.
It's fucking March.
Look, on M-Class you have Halloween in March. In Bros you have Christmas in March, all right?
It's undeniable.
Still doing Halloween episodes.
What do I want to pimp something out this time? That's a good-ass question. I feel like I should come prepared for such a thing, but I never do.
I never know.
Oh, check out the latest episode of Toon Hounds, because I'm on it.
It's a very good one. We had a...
It's all right.
No, it's great. It's great. I was a bit drunk. We recorded an episode that just totally fucked up. Spivsy and I both had audio problems. And then my audio just basically got quarantined by my own computer because it thought it was a virus, which I've never, ever had anything like that before.
What the fuck is going on over in England?
I know.
The power of the Mac.
Yeah, it's the real villain of my stories.
Is it time to switch to PC?
No,
Rich?
It's never time. I'm not spending money unless I have to.
Is it time to switch to Justin Long?
Yeah. Is it time to get Adele?
So we did an episode that was completely perfect. Talked about the cartoons.
An episode where I wrote notes for every cartoon we were going to talk about.
That's what you get for writing shit down, man.
Including a bunch of cartoons we didn't talk about. I had interviews with people who worked on the show.
Yep.
I had information about the contracts that Deke signed with Nintendo and shit, and anecdotes about how the Sonic crew had to deal with so much horrible shit compared to them.
Mm-hmm.
I was so prepared. Fun facts, trivia, fucking nudes, whatever you wanted.
Insights.
I had on that podcast.
Well, the next episode has none of that.
But it does have us chatting about Mario and why we love Mario so much for like 2 hours, which is also really
Mario.
good. Yeah, Mario.
Yeah.
Mario.
Not Mario.
I made a joke that it sounds like they're using the A and E ligatured together.
Mm-hmm.
When they say Mario,
yeah.
Like both him and Spivsy, because it sounds both exactly like Mario and Mario at the same time.
Mario.
It's both at the same time.
But Mario sounds too elongated in a British accent, I think. It sounds like it's almost got 4 syllables.
I've run into this a lot with you colony people, man. You think that there's like too many syllables in a word, but it is what it is, my man.
Rich, how do you say the Mexican food that's a tortilla that you put meat and cheese and vegetables in?
A burrito.
The other one.
Quesadilla?
The hard shell one?
Oh, a taco.
A taco?
Not a taco? Is that what you want to call me to call it? A taco? I can't call it taco.
Why?
That's how it's pronounced.
But I can't do it. It doesn't sound right to me. I want a
Taco
beef
sounds like
taco.
Rich, that's what... Like, it was invented by Hispanic folk, and in Spanish, the word is taco.
Yeah, but... So, what do you call the country that is next to Portugal? Do you call it Spain, or do you call it España?
I call it España.
Yeah, España. Yeah, we all call it that over here. I don't know what you're talking about.
España.
España.
Do you call the Falklands or Malviras or whatever the fuck that Sean Penn wants us to call it?
Look, whatever Sean Penn tells me to do. All right?
I'm doing the exact opposite.
Yeah, but anyway, the episode is good. It is just 3 people talking about Mario.
I do feel like I probably come off as less of a prick in the one that's being put out than I did in the one that we recorded first.
I wouldn't
because
say that.
I feel like I was like talking over people. I was like know-it-alling.
No, that's what
never happens
that's
here.
what every guest does. Because they're so excited about what they're talking about. That's the whole point of being a guest on
God,
it.
I was so fucking amped to talk about Mario.
Both times. Well,
Yeah,
I don't think anyone was as amped the second time.
The second time was like half ampage.
Mm-hmm.
It was like,
But we did it. It was a good episode. We all had fun talking about Mario
really
Kart
fun.
characters and stuff. It's great.
it was really fun. It was a fun episode. I think it translates and it's going to be a fun listen.
Mm-hmm.
So check out Toonhounds. I promise that if you have me on your podcast as a guest, I do a better job the first time around.
I cannot promise that. Or any time.
Don't invite me to anything. I don't want to do it.
That's not a joke.
España.
España.
Josh, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to do?
Nothing.
Okay, all
I
right.
want to go to bed. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Josh is going to
I
order
wanna
some sushi and then
Yeah, I'm gonna
go
get
to
some
bed.
sushi.
Follow M Class Podcast. Follow Toonhounds. Watch Continue. Go check out jeffpennington.art. Check out Boldly Prose. Check out Tapon's Theatre on Subspace, and check out Toonhounds. There we go.
God, you do too much shit, Rich.
We all do. We all do.
Have you thought about taking a vacation to España?
I am going on in 2 weeks' time. I have not told you about this, but in 2 weeks' time,
Oh shit! We're gonna have to do a show without you.
I'm going on holiday for a week because it's my son's birthday.
España?
Well, it's my son's
going to
birthday
Spain?
trip. But yeah, so we might have to record on a different day.
Can you tell us where you're going, or is it a secret?
We're going to Bath, which is
You're gonna take a bath.
no.
For
We're going
vacation.
to the historic city of Bath, where the Roman baths are, which is quite nice. It's
Is it in Rome?
no, it's in the southwest of England.
Why aren't you going to España?
Because Brexit.
But also because air travel is like, I think if you can get away with having a holiday in your own country, you probably should, right? Given the
Can you
climate
take a
and stuff.
train or a channel or something?
Yeah, we can. We could take a ferry somewhere. But Evan doesn't have a passport yet, so that makes it slightly difficult and more expensive because we don't want
A
to.
tiny child needs a passport.
Yep.
He
Yeah,
could
you
be
do.
bringing contraband in.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
could be
definitely
pantsing
would.
people.
He definitely would.
He would go in and pants the TSA is what would happen.
Yeah.
We'd be walking through the barriers at the airport, the scanners, and he'd all of a sudden have a bag of cocaine in his hand just to make my life more difficult.
And a fucking it's 6 gun. Where did you get this?
A Mac 9 or something like that.
Tech
Tech 9, that's it. Where did you get that, Evan?
I found these out back.
Yeah, they're in the trash.
Somebody threw these away. Can you believe it? An entire bag of blow. How do you know this?
So the next episode might be it might be out on time, but we could record early or late Doesn't, I guess.
They don't need to know.
They don't need to.
This is all how the sausage is made type stuff.
Yeah. But, yeah. So, that all being said, we've had fun. We hope you have too. And we'll see you next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
I love you.
I'm all right. I see you more as a friend. Bye.
Damn. Bye.